plan was to decimate the race. The plan was to take out the race. The plan was to dehumanize the race. The plan was to ridicule the race because you all stand up and fight. Edogo, Akweku, Akueke, Akweku, Ezulu. These are African names, the names of our ancestors. Ezulu, Ezeulu, Ezulu. Edogo, Oduke, Oduke, Oduke. Ibe, Ibe, Aqua Qualita. We honor you. We name you. Okpiri, Okperi, Okpiri. We remember you. Otikpo. We honor and remember you. We name you. You were not unnamed. You know you were not unnamed. We honor you and we remember you. Obanje. 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 Okpiri. And as we continue, Nwaka. 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 It's strange. These are West African names. These are West African names. You find them in that old belt in West Africa, along the Nigeria and Ghana and those areas. And Nkwaka, over in the east of Africa, you have a name Mkwawa. And then you have Ogbuefi, 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 Ogbuefi. Yes, we name our Africans. Naming ceremony was very important, brothers and sisters. You name them. You name our brothers and sisters. You name them and give them to the world, announcing to the world. No African was unnamed. Disrespect, audacity. No, we hail our brothers and sisters and we carry on the fight. We give thanks to be here. We hail all brothers and sisters out there listening. Sorry to be a little late-ish. We apologize, but we're here. Give thanks. I hope the hurricane didn't do you too badly. Give thanks. I must say that I am disturbed when I hear some of the complaints. People complaining, them don't have a light. Complaining. People complaining, them don't have the internet. They're complaining. People complaining, them get water, but it cut off again and all that. No. People complaining, the telephone not working. People, these are minor things. The Creator diverted the hurricane that we didn't get the full shebang. The hurricane act. I was watching the hurricane up to a certain point on the television, until the electricity went. And the hurricane literally turned from Kingston, turned from Jamaica. And you there complaining it took a couple of years now, you don't have a light, you're making big noise and all. No! Come on now. Be strong as a nation. Be strong as a people. We have no light, we don't have lamp, we don't make buckle torch, we don't this and that. Come on now. We appreciate the day more. We look forward to the morning. Because you don't get to watch television and watch this. No. Come on now. That's why John don't be like us, Don't be like human being. Because when I personally hear some of you complaining about look at this and look at that, I said to myself, boy, if Jah was like me, he would have said to them, all right, next time. But true, Jah don't think like we. Because I don't complain too much, man. I don't complain too much. Oh, 1 week or 2 weeks without light, you can still survive, man. Come on. Be strong now. Be a powerful people. Be a great people. You know? Yeah, man. Be strong. So, we move forward and we heal all our brothers and sisters. We give thanks. We give enough thanks for the Creator, because I saw where I live, I have a lot of trees. A lot of trees. That's why I live there. Woolipa trees. The beauty of the hills is the trees. But in a hurricane, it almost become a curse. Because I watch some trees dance, I watch some trees break, and all that. I watch mangoes and ripe one, turn one, green one, everything blow up. But strange, you know, there was a tree I have, which is well laden. Wow, I think about 4 or 5 blow off. Wow, the academic tree is so strong. Most of the bananas blow down. Yes, we can reap and plant again. No, that is different now when there's a hurricane and we have these disasters. But here what now? I want to take this thing serious. You see things like callaloo, things like pop chow, things like cabbage, and things like lettuce, where we normally just buy and wash off and eat. And we enjoy these natural things. Callaloo, we may put a little heat to it and don't keep it long on the fire. But people, you are spraying these things with chemical too much. We have to be careful. We have to stop by it. That's the reality. Because enough of us say we're eating vegan, some say we're eating ital, some say we're eating natural. Well, very good. But it can't be ital, vegan, or natural if we're not sprayed with chemical. That is the problem we have now. This is not hurricane made now. It's we that make that fault. Because we are eating these chemicals and not being healthy. So I'm appealing to those people. It reaches a stage now, you know, where we have to seriously consider now we have to grow our own food. Can't buy it from the roadside again. Serious. People who own vegetarian restaurant and ital restaurant and all, we have to find a way. If you don't grow your own, it link with a man who grow his own. So that you know say the chemical, not callaloo, not chemical. You know say no chemical, not in the cabbage. You know say the pop chow don't spray with chemical because people are spraying too much with chemical. Yeah, man. So please, you know, we can control the hurricane. It decides to come. But we can control the amount of chemicalization we are putting in our body. Vital now, especially at a time when people are eating more and more natural. People are realizing that we don't have to kill to eat. That's what's happening. That's what used to happen more. You have to kill something to eat something. No. People realize they can do it, won't kill nothing and eat and live better. Because there's no waste going into your body. So, you know, little and no waste coming out. Because if no waste is going in, no waste is coming out. So please, you know, don't criticize Gilbert and so on thing. Because we are destroying ourselves. Yes, I thank you all for listening. Yep. Last week, boy, we couldn't push out. Could even send a message for not working, this, that, with a sapacetine and give thanks. We have, as usual, we think it's interesting and we hope you do. for the next couple of hours. We're going to start shortly with Ras Ivy. We want to interview Ras Ivy. Ras Ivy just come back from a 2-week trip to Mexico. Mexico was celebrating His Majesty Haile Selassie went to Mexico 70 years ago. Exactly 70 years ago. And one of the reasons why he went there was to tell the president at that time, thanks. Because the Mexicans, the president and all of that, they gave him support when Italy invaded Ethiopia. The Mexicans gave support to Haile Selassie. And he went there to tell them thanks. And this year they are celebrating 70 years of that journey. So they invited Ras Ivy and the Queen. And they went there, so we're going to talk about him. So Ras Ivy, get ready. Must have been a joyous trip and so on. Yeah, man. So, we have other persons lined up. Want to hear all our brothers and sisters. Here's Sister Camila. See, I've now opened your outlet, your food outlet. You're on top of the hill and we had to come up there to get good food. Well, now you're in the marketplace. So, El Canero. So we thank you for quite a standard and so on, so forth. I want to hear the different brethren them who have now established professional, I call it professional, ganja outlet. Yes, professional ganja outlet. I go certain places, I see people come and order their ganja, and I see the brethren them, just like when you come in my office and you said, I'm Mary Lou, I have a case and such, and we check the filing cabinet, see your name, take out the file, and we tell you where we are and bring you up to date on your business. Well, I got some ganja outlet, and I see when the people come and say, I can't remember the name them now, but I write them down so I'll have to. But different strains, different types of ganja. Beautiful names. And when the people come up, whether it's a counter or the glass opening or the door, people come up and ask for what they want. I see the brethren pull out him drawer, just like in our office. Pull out him drawer, take out the sample of what you want, give it to you, distribution style. Then him put the rest back in him drawer, well labeled, well packaged. Wow. I have to say to myself, ganja businesses? Yeah, man, really good. Really good. So we're going to a new level now. So, Rasa, if I get ready, we're also going to have some other interviews. So, we give thanks, brothers and sisters. Yes, because I have Bingy style.
As the people of the world today becomes more and more corrupted, there is no doubt that the judgment of the Most High will be much hotter than ever. Earthquake, lightning, thunder, brimstone and fire. Yes, it gonna be fire, after fire, now ya bring the fire. It gonna be fire, after fire, now ya bring the fire. Every man gonna get Once it was water, but now Jah promise a burning fire. Once it was water, but now Jah promise a burning fire. Every man gonna get his pay according to the work he has done. Yes, it gonna be fire at the fire, now you bring the fire. Yes, it gonna be fire. Fire, now you bring the fire. It gonna be fire. At the fire, now you bring the fire. Every man gonna get his pay according to the work he has done. Yes, it gonna be fire at the fire, now you bring the fire. Once it was water, but now Jah promise a burning fire. Once it was water, but now Jah promise a burning fire. Every man gonna get his pay according to the work he has done. Yes, it gonna be fire at the fire, now you bring the fire. Yes, it gonna be fire. Fire, now you bring the fire.
I was down on my luck, so I couldn't find a penny. Tried to reach out to my friends, but I couldn't find any. I was filled with despair, my hopes and dreams all shattered, and then out of nowhere comes all the things that matter. Thank God for the blessing He had brought me. Thank Him for the lessons He had taught me. Thank Him for my children that inspire me so. So I watch them as they grow. Thank God for the woman in my life, for the blessings He had brought me. Thank Him for the lessons He had taught me. Thank Him for my children that inspire me so, and the wisdom and the knowledge as I watch them grow. Thank God for the woman in my life.
Yeah, man, this is a Max Romeo song. I heard a program about 2 weeks ago with Brother Ilawi. You know, Ilawi that come over on Fridays. He come on before Sister Mitzi and Gary. Sister Mitzi and Gary come on at 6 o'clock on a Fridays. Beautiful program. Well, Also another beautiful program that from 3 to 6 on Fridays by Brother Ilawi. Now, a couple weeks ago, Brother Ilawi said on this program, you know, and he played a few songs honoring Max Romeo. And I heard it and I said, boy, I'm going to play a few songs because Max Romeo gave us some brilliant lyrics encouraging the black race, you know. So I think a brother like that, you know, every day at least one of his songs should play on the radio. So I support Brother Ilawi, and I know that is actually Max Romeo singing. It's a rare song, but it's a beautiful song. That's a brother who give you a song like Maccabee version and all them things there. Black man get up, stand up on your foot and give black God the glory. Those are some of the songs that Max Romeo has given you. So we want to honor him and praise him. Max Romeo, stay strong. Never give up the fight.
Finally I've shaken poverty. How I did it still a mystery. With all the obstacles I face, it was only God's grace and my determination.
From Max Romeo to another international maestro, ambassador on our behalf, and so on. Ras Ivy.
Yes,
you there, man?
I hear the titles and honors, but give thanks, you know, with just the work we love to do on behalf of the Lion of Judah and the nation of Rastafari.
Yes. Sometimes we have to go a little more, you know. Sometimes we have to go a little more. But we never do it for that. But when good works is being done, we want to applaud it.
Oh, yes.
We want to applaud it.
Give thanks, brother.
Yes, man. Definitely. So, Ras Ivy, I understand you represented us in Mexico. Yeah.
Mexico.
Yes, I.
Yes, thanks, Rastaman. You know, 3 years ago, we had a representative from the Mexican community, the Rastafari family in Mexico. We had a king and a queen, Rasambo and Sister Mariam. They came to the Bingi 3 years ago when we had the grand coronation. And they reasoned with I and I that come 2024, from the 19th of June, they will be celebrating the 70th anniversary of His Majesty's visit
to Mexico.
So at that time, I wasn't even aware that I would have been one of the reps, but he said definitely they would want to have a delegation from Jamrock come forward to help to strengthen the celebration, and there will be other ones from the different regions, Venezuela and other places coming in to be a part of it. So Chile also. So the time just came so suddenly that the Brethren invited my Empress and I threw it out to ones and ones that if we can find some more fears, it would be good that we go out and strengthen, because we know when we have our 50th anniversary of His Majesty's visit, races came from all over the world to be here with us. So it would be good if I and I could afford the ticketing to really help strengthen it, apart from what they could put together. But it fell apart. We just didn't get enough ones. But Ras Michael from Palm Bay, Ras Michael, one of our veteran representative also, who was part of the 1988 organizing for I and I, to come to Washington, Baltimore, and adjacent areas, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So Ras Mike took it on himself to be a part of the occasion.
Mm-hmm.
So Ras Mike came over from Florida, and we had a wonderful coming together.
So you had representatives from Chile and Venezuela and so on?
Chile, Venezuela, there was a bridge in there from Cuba, African Rastaman from Cuba, he was there. And one came in from different parts that I can't even remember where some of them came from. Because Mexico is so big, Rasta, I get to understand the geography of Mexico. You know, someone's travel for hours. There's one on the Pacific side who come for 9 hours driving, and if them take a plane, it's 6 hours and then 3 hours worth of driving. So we found that, you know, ones came from distant land in Mexico to be in Mexico City for the celebration.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
Because you know, His Majesty, you know, during 1936, Mexico in itself stood up at the League of Nations, not being one of the most powerful countries, but Mexico stood up against the decision at the League. 40 members voted in favor of sanctions against both countries, while they know Italy had the edge, and about 3 or 4 abstained. But Mexico said, listen, no. This is injustice, and I can't do this. Mussolini wrong. The League, you're supposed to tell Mussolini same wrong. In sign a peace treaty with Ethiopia in 1924, and the treaty of the League said if a member has been violated, we all should come together and chase out that aggressor. I don't agree with you. So the Mexican president, Cardenas, sent his envoy, and his envoy stood up against the League, and in fact they walked out at one session in defiance against the decision taken by the League. His Majesty did not forget the Mexican people. He said, for this reason, the Mexicans have become brothers to the Ethiopians with the upright exactitude of the meaning of the word brother. Ethiopians and the Mexicans have become brothers. And he came to Mexico in 1954 to show gratitude to President Cardenas and the Mexican people for their brave stand against the fascist Benito Mussolini. So, here in this call, we were there, and on the 19th of June, we went to the exact place where His Majesty stayed, inside the presidential house. We went there the 18th, the day before, just to meet with the curator, a museum that is there, where pictures of His Majesty and President Cardenas met in a room, and discussions were going on. So they have a display there. So we went and we met with the curator, finalizing for the day in the gardens, where we would have drums and chant, and she herself would have given a presentation. I had asked her, Brother Miguel, to translate her presentation in English so that I could make it available for you to read and other media houses, because what she wrote is in relation to His Majesty's visit, and there's something that was said. His Majesty said to the Mexican people that he's so happy to be here inside the presidential house, which is like a palace inside of a garden. You know, Ethiopia planted a lot of trees in Addis Ababa. When Menelik planted all these eucalyptus trees and made Addis Ababa like a garden city. Mexico is one of those cities, a lot of trees. And inside the presidential garden is acres of land. Yeah, over 30 odd acres of land. And His Majesty said, you know, when I slept last night, when I slept in the presidential gardens, I was so elated to find that I was among the birds. Birds were whistling that I did not hear that sound in Addis. So I was pleased to hear the sound of birds, you know, as the day break. And, you know, His Majesty was just joyed in the kind of vegetation that he slept in, you know, nice oxygen. So we went into that gardens, and we had drums and chant and presentation from the curator and presentation from different ones. They even offered us a space where we could do sacramental smoking. And it was so nice to see something like that. So inside that presidential gardens, we walked for miles. I mean, it was like an exercise we normally didn't take. It was walking through those gardens for a couple of miles, because we were going now to see a monument that was built for the children who died in that revolution. You know, the Mexicans were against the Spaniards, came to take their land by force. So there was a war to liberate the Mexican people. So children died, and you know, His Majesty visiting Mexico would have laid a wreath at that cenotaph, at that grave site for these children. So we went to that
and
site.
A lot of children also died. Look, you know, there were wars between America and Mexico. America, you know, the Mexicans still have it in them heart that places like California, New Mexico, and Texas belong to them.
Belongs to them, yes.
Yes, and that they fought in many wars. So, you know,
His Majesty.
Yes.
Don't forget those history, you know. You know, our father, don't forget those history.
My
Every
brother.
country he visit, he don't forget those who died on account of the liberating.
Yes.
And we went there and took pictures. But strangely enough, as I pointed out to the curator, that I find it strange that there is not a celebration by the government. I question, is there a celebration by the government to honor this occasion? And, you know, her eyebrows were raised to say, well, not that she know of. So it seems as if some of these events are been lost in history, and if Rastafari is not around to ensure that these things are not forgotten, then they will slip by in history without mention. So they were glad that we came and we had a celebration, went to the presidential house and in the gardens, and we had that celebration. We went there now to this place in honor of children who died during the war, took pictures, and, you know, you see students from all over passing through. And, you know, my thing is, come here, just a minute. Are you from Mexico? Oh, yes. Do you know what is happening, why Rastafari are here? What does this year mean to you? And we are not sure. You know, we have interpreters, and they would tell us what they're saying. They're not sure. And when we explain what is happening, they say, oh my God, thank you for telling us this history. We have to go and do some research. We say, yes, Haile Selassie came here and thank the president and the Mexican people for their insight and their courageous effort at the League in standing up for Ethiopia. So leaving there, Brother Miguel, we exited the park, only to find that we came upon a gathering just right in Mexico City. And we was checking, why this gathering? And we were seeing a lot of smoke. Only to find out that this was a herb curb. We call it a herb curb based on Tony Rebel, I think, coining that herb curb, at his function, at Rebel Salute. There was a legal space, we dub it the herb curb, that the government allowed people from all walks of life coming from work, on their way to work, stopped by, and ganja was there on tables and on the ground on mats, ganja chalice, ganja pipe, ganja spliff, ganja grinders, ganja of different grades, and everyone were freely smoking among the police officers who were just providing regular security. Mexico you see police in every chain you walk, you see police.
Yes.
The police was all around everywhere you go in Mexico. But ganja at this venue on the street is like you're going into Mandela Park, and when you look, everyone in Mandela Park is smoking ganja. Now, Mandela Park is kind of enclosed, so it wouldn't be the best example, because it's an open. It's like you're standing up close to a stoplight, and there is a empty space somewhere there that you can sit in your car and see people were there smoking freely. ganja in a free space that the government allow or the government cannot stop or the government has done nothing. It's a legal space. I mean, you just walk up to you and you spliffs and you different grades of herb. And I said, wow, look at Jamaica with ganja. Rasta go through so much with ganja. And look at Mexico. Mexico is actually allowing a legal space where people come and does recreational herb. And I tell you, it's only children you would not see doing it. But the elder, the middle age, the over 18, weed was just been smoked. And I'm not a regular smoker. But for that reason, just to enjoy this luxury on behalf of the elder, I say, yes, light up a street.
This freedom.
City.
Yes. One could say, let you to the kids, say free. Even for a while, you were free.
Yes, but I took the honor of lighting up and full joy in the moment, you know?
Yes.
And, you know, so we left there. Then you have another day now where we went and at certain monuments of some of the liberators there, and you know, talk to the creators of these institutions. And then we went to Chipengo University, where His Majesty, it's an agricultural university, where His Imperial Majesty had visited, and had an exchange of students where he invited students, he gave scholarships to students in Mexico to come to Ethiopia to study, and vice versa, sending Ethiopian students in an agreement to Mexico to study at the Chipengo University. So
that actually started the exchange of students, Mexico, Ethiopia.
That exchange, I'd been there since during His Majesty's reign. Yeah, so we went there, and then we had a university, we had a high school session, and at the high school session, there's a Sister Carla from Ecuador, assisting with a nice African-centered vibration, a revolutionary sister agitating on behalf of the liberation of black people in Ecuador, because sometimes that sister sent us through a Trans-Global meeting on Sundays. The plight of black people in Ecuador, you wouldn't believe that, you know, black people in Ecuador is under so much tribulation from the security. You know, when they're having their meetings, and sometimes I see Sister Carla in marches and police attacking them. Sometimes I have to say, Sister Carla, be careful. These guys look so brutal when you see the kind of brutality they are inflicting on black people in Ecuador. So she did a film and utilized the opportunity of I being there, sending a film over that we could show at the high school. We took the opportunity, we showed it. The film was about the plight of African descendants in Ecuador. When the youth sat and watched, the response from the youths after the film was, they are so elated to find that there are so many movements across the world who have been marginalized, disenfranchised, victimized, but they are so proud to find that these groups, these people stand up for what they believe in. They are so courageous. And this is another reason why they as youths look to Rastafari. You know, all these has been said in Spanish, and we have our Rastafari interpreter from Cuba and from Mexico who interprets for us. There's even a 12-year-old who sometimes take on the interpretation for us. I would feel so proud to just call up a little princess and she tell us what is happening and then translate forward for the Spanish community. So when the youth start talk about Rastafari, or they admire Rastafari for this resilience, you know, it just set a tone now for I to say, you have not known what Rastafari been through in Jamaica. So who is the most famous Jamaicans you all know? And you know, everybody will say Bob Marley. And I say, you think the Rasta movement was just about reggae music and Marley? No, that is just later on. If you know what the elders been through to uphold this liberty. And I said, have you ever heard about the Coral Garden incident? You know, just giving them a taste of what Coral Garden represented. You could feel the emotional tears from ones who are just listening when the translation is passed back to them. So after that session, we had such a nice vibe. The principal, a female, she was the first female principal at one of these high schools, like how now they have the first female president to be inaugurated in September.
Yes.
So we met this first principal of a high school at Chipengo, and she was so elated. She said, listen, today I need a Rastafari hat. And, we provided to say, yes, madam, you can have this hat on behalf of the delegation. So we had a great time. Then we went over to the university section. At the university, now we are going to meet the principal of Chipengo University.
Before you meet the principal, did you get, because Mexico has a lot, some of them have been destroyed, but have a lot of pyramids.
Oh, we don't go pyramids yet.
All right. All right.
Not coming to the pyramids.
Yes,
So,
pyramids that are identical to pyramids in Africa. So it must be.
Let me quickly finish this.
And they were good here. All right, brother. Very good, very good.
So at Chipengo University, we sat with the principal, and the principal was elated to just see Rasid just there is guest room, his guest table. We all sat there in a nice vibe. Mike was there too, and we had a nice discourse. But my first question to him is, what is it the university had done for the celebration of His Majesty's 70th year anniversary? And embarrassingly, nothing was done. So, at the end of it all, when we said, no, you cannot have an institution where Haile Selassie visited this institution. I understand he left an Ethiopian flag there. We just talked to the curator at the museum, as he told us it is there, and he said he'll just check our authorities to ensure that they have it in safekeeping, and he could go and get it for us while we continue our tour. Well, finally it didn't happen, but they didn't find it, but the Rasis will follow up on that. So, they apologized to say, yes, certainly this will never happen again. Yeah, today should have been a day, or this in June should have been a time where we reflect on the emperor's coming and the importance of his coming to Mexico. Mm-hmm. So we ended there. Mm-hmm. And then he said, listen, the Rastafari community, Chipengo University has opened its door to the Rastafari community for you to come and organize any function, cultural, otherwise, that you want to present at the university. The university is at your disposal. In September, we'll be having a big cultural festival, and certainly the Rastafari community are invited to come and play a role. You're invited to come and let's sit down and plan the event. So I think that
no, as you talk, Rasai, the enthusiasm and the power in your voice. Whilst you were in Mexico, you sent back a WhatsApp message to Ras Ailawi. And Brother Ailawi now came to a Rasta camp. We all were at a camp. Nothing planned. Different persons just passed through the camp. So I myself was at the camp, and many other Rasis. And Brother Ailawi came, and he read the entire message that you sent to him. We were so excited, my brother. We were so elated. So now I can understand. When I'm here, I can see the power that you had put into that message after these greetings. Continue, brother. I just thought I'd mention that to you.
It was really a joyous moment, Brother Miguel, because on the 18th, just preceding the celebration of the 19th, I was just saying, why should Mexico not have a chant like how I wrote a chant for the visit of His Majesty to Jamaica? Mm-hmm. I could just do a cover from the 1966 chant I did and do one for 1954. Mm-hmm. So driving through Mexico City, I was just putting pen to paper and going over the chorus with my brethren, Sambo, and the other brethren from Argentina. And before we ended the day, the chant was on paper, the harmony was there and everything. So I sent off a copy to Ras Ilawi, among other things.
Okay, nice.
Yes. So after that, now we had a day now for the pyramids. Brother Miguel, when we went to see the pyramids, not that I did not know the history, but sometimes you read something in a book, when you see the physical thing, it stands in your memory even more than a picture in a book.
Higher heights. It carried to higher heights.
To higher heights.
Yeah, man.
Your picture tells 1,000 words.
Yes,
It's not a picture now. This is visually before your eyes, Brother Miguel. When we walked in and saw these stone structures, you have some quadrangles. If you drop 4 rebel salute crowd in these quadrangles, them laugh inside just that square quadrangle space. And Brother Miguel, when you look and see these step pyramids, that the Aztec had built, long before them Spaniards even think to go
long before the murderer Columbus came here. Come talk about him discover. Long before.
Brother
the Africans were sailing across from Africa to Mexico, to Angola, from Angola to Brazil, and all that. Yes, man, long before.
China.
Yes.
All over.
And you come talk about you discover.
We never go there to conquer and to plunder, to rape and to pillage.
Live with
we
the
went
Aztecs.
there on a cultural exchange.
The Aztecs
the Africans went to these countries as a part of a cultural exchange to teach. And to
Aztecs
exchange information.
They had a high, until this day, but they were very high in mathematics.
Yes.
Very, very deep in mathematics. They use maths to praise their God. That's how serious them is. They work it out. They don't just get up and just say, God, God, God. No, they work it out with maths to praise their God. That's how deep they were. So those step pyramid were so precise.
Oh, Brother Miguel, when I saw Dr. Ivy going up the steps, I was at the bottom because we stopped by checking out some stones. There's so many stones in Mexico. There's I'm not sure if I'll pronounce it right, if it's a Southernine stone or some name. I have to get that pronunciation right. Brother Miguel, when you no matter how the sun is hot, and you glance at the sun and the glare is affecting your eyes, you can look through that stone and look directly into the sun from that stone that is found in Mexico. It's a black stone. And we went and saw all these. When I saw Dr. Ivy going up the steps, it's like I said, wow, she's on a height, I'm on the level. So I said, no, let me count these steps. And while going up, I was counting 1, 2, and I count 40 steps going up. And then we ended on a level.
On a plateau.
Yes, and then we descend. And when we look and see the images, the facial images of the monuments, the snake heads, everything that was there, it had African features. I conclude without even studying a bit of history that an African presence was here among the Indians of Mexico. There must have been an African presence. So when we came from that step pyramid and came on the platform, Rasambo, we saw a tent right below that pyramid, the step pyramid. And the brethren say, you know why this tent is here? A hole recently, the earth caved in. And when government officials and their scientists came and they get wants to go down and see what was there, it seemed as if there was an entry to the underworld. And they went down and find gold and altars where gold were laid on, and so much valuables and so much mystic that all they did, they came back out, put a tent and cordon off that entire area. I hope they are waiting for their own Mexican scientists to discover what is under these entry to the pyramid, because that would have taken you under the bottom of the pyramid that is gone up into the air. So when we left and we came down, Brother Miguel, we came off from that pyramid because there were two other larger pyramids that we have not seen yet. We are seeing them from a distance, but it's like you're in Constant Spring looking at Halfway Tree or, Constant Spring. And we decided, no, we're going to walk. So we said, boy, we have to have a little brunch. We had a little brunch on the journey, and, and then we went up to the Pyramid of the Sun, where His Majesty went. But we noticed that they cordoned off a certain area that you can just stay at a distance and see the steps where His Majesty had visited. So one virgin said to us, His Majesty, when he went with the delegation of government officials and Ethiopian officials, he asked for a private moment, and he alone went up to the pyramid of pyramids, to the apex, and stood up there for a moment in meditation and
possible prayer. You know him already. Possible prayer, and which is communication now.
Communication
with His Father, with the Almighty, and
he turned to the four poles. It's like you notice him looking to the east, then you notice him turn to the north, then you notice him turn to the west, then you notice him turn to the south. In a silent moment, then he disembarked. He came down and met with others, and they went away. So it was such a joy to behold. So we went now, and we were going now just to close proximity to look at the Pyramid of the Moon. It was such a tiresome journey, Brother Miguel. We needed to start from early morning just to discover all three of those pyramids, but the African presence was visible. We know that the white men came and saw these things and did their best to rob, to loot, to plunder, and to take back to Europe. Yeah? So we had a great day that day. I remember we were there, and there was an elder. You can see the kind of Mexicans that we used to in the cowboy show. One of those elders were there, and he was using a stone to carve jewelry. And the stone was not a sharp stone, it's a round stone, but every time he licked this piece of stone with that glitters, a piece break off in a precise way, based on how we handled the stone,
Okay.
So and then he gave me one as a gift. I gave it to Iverton. I said, Iverton, you into jewelry. This elder gave me this stone. I said, no, I'm going to have to bring this to you. So we left that day feeling elated. And as they say, Mexico is the land of corn. I see blue corn, black corn, red corn, a white corn different from the other corns. And then I said, brethren, there's so much different corn there. I said, no, sir, I haven't seen anything yet. Even the blue corn, they might even get none for eating. So brethren, it's like we would have been in Clarendon and blue corn grew over St. James, So carnival description, Rasta. So we journeyed through and full joy those moments. There's another day now that we know at Chipengo University now, there's an artist that was there. And this artist drew a history of Mexico on the roof of the museum, on the walls of the museum. It's like a chapel. And when you look in the lofty ceiling of the chapel, it is just artwork. And the artwork tells a great history because the curator was so good in defining and telling us. There was one I interpreted on my own because you saw a man in a Mexican hat with a whip. You saw a man look like a clergyman, and you saw a white man. And I interpreted that to be the white man is the dung presser. The Mexican in the broad hat with the whip become the slave master's little tool. Yeah? So and the man in the uniform, or men of the cloth, is the preacher. So when the curator said, listen, you see those three, the artist depicted the three enemies of the progress of Mexico. And I think those three enemies, we can assign these three as the three enemies of anywhere black people have been domiciled, and even on the continent. It's the slave master, it's the Uncle Tom, and it's the church. Because they say when the Spaniards came, the first thing they start building was church. Because they get into your mind.
Yeah, man.
So,
yeah, man.
Another day,
that's how you know, say you conquer people, you know.
Yes.
When you get them to accept your religion.
Exactly.
Once them accept your religion, you have them.
So
yeah,
on another day, Brother Miguel, we went to a community. They said this is a town that was run by a community. The people came together. They didn't depend on government to fix road, to build school. The community came together and do it. So every year they have this community celebration. So we went there now and have a nice little recreational where we presented drums and chant and music. And, I was I think I told Ilawi there were 4 DJs, and the 4 DJs played in turn. And Brother Miguel, if anybody think culture music dead, in Mexico we saw 4 DJs that didn't even play no Burning Spear, no Mighty Diamond. It was just the elders before them in some conscious music. Some of them I said, man, this is like the first time I hear it. They were playing music of consciousness, all 4 DJs, and then we had a Nyabingi presentation now where we presented the chant on behalf of the 70th anniversary. So we had a great time. I mean, the Mexican market, Brother Miguel, the things we throw away at Jamaica. You see, our tuna where we eat at Jamaica. Tuna coming like one of the dishes, not a coming like, it's one of the dish among the Mexicans. They have this tuna where them get rid of the maca from the sides and the middle, and they cut them in slices. They cook them. After they cook them with that tomato, your onion, your garlic, your curry, your turmeric, whatever, and that's such a delicious dish. Then they use the corn to make that flat bread, and oh my, I tell you, I mean, everywhere you go in Mexico, you can get a fruit juice on the street. You don't even have to worry. And there's fruit juice, you can order a pine with melon, or you just tell them whatever you need, and it's properly done before your eyes. Nice, hygienic. We full joy in Mexico. Then another day on the 22nd now, the Mexicans had named a train station area Plaza de Ethiopia. And a monument is there. You go down into the train station and you see that plaque there. So we decided that, yes, we are going to have a Nyabingi session there in honor, retracing the roots of His Majesty. So we went there. We had a nice session of Nyabingi. There were some other races coming from another region. We went there. We were a little bit late, so we didn't spend maximum time as we should till the time expired. Then we say, all right, we're taking it up from underground up to the top into the park, and we had a nice session of bingy. As soon as we climaxed, the rains came to say, well done, and we went home. So we were just full joy, just retracing the roots of His Majesty. The day before we returned, we weren't even aware. We just said we need to go into the city to see if we can find a few artifacts, not knowing that the brethren them had something else in mind. They took us to the presidential palace. It would have been like the Wall Street, or it would have been like the political capital, where you have the presidential palace. Because the presidential house is different from the presidential palace. A humongous building that the last president said, no, I can't live in such a big place. No. This place looks like it could have a whole high school. That's the presidential palace. And the president rightly said, no, me live in a my little place around there. So no, can't live in this big place. So on there you have the parliament building, you have all the different big government structures. Brother Miguel, there's a humongous church there. But on the other side was pyramids in the heart of the city. And you can see pyramids that were desecrated And pyramids that go up to a certain height, they were all torn down, and probably the foundation to a couple of feet still remain.
You can imagine the Spaniards them do that, you know?
Brother Miguel, you know what happened? We were brethren, them know the history. We have a sister now from Colombia who interprets on our behalf too, and our Mexican and our Cuban brother, Ras Basilios, our brother Miguel, Cuba is calling out for us. Community there in Cuba need our presence. Yeah, based on what is happening. And we had heard this already from one of these ladies who did this video titled Ras Cuba. We need to organize a delegation of Rases to go to Cuba. They are crying out for our help. Yeah? And giving them some strength. So while we were there, the ones that were explaining that was all these pyramids, here's a sample. Then what the government did now was to rebuild a model of how the original pyramids were. So you get a chance to see how it looked to how the ruins now have it. Yeah? And what we overstand happened, Brother Miguel, they desecrated these pyramids and used all the stones, and our people now using all the stones from these monumental structures to build a cathedral. One massive cathedral, Brother Miguel. When you look, and I was so wrath. I said, look on them like a Spanish boy. You mean them couldn't go find material to build them own little place of Satan worship? Them desecrate the people, them sacred space, and use the very building blocks, these stones, to build this massive church that stands as the main church in Mexico.
And they know that it's the pyramid is highly spiritual, you know.
Exactly.
Highly spiritual. So they figured that they could desecrate one spiritual space to create another spiritual area.
Yes.
Not book up.
Don't ask if I know real lightning, thunder, brimstone, lava. And then in that space now is the first time we saw the original people. In their costumes. You know, we not just see these people in a cowboy show having Roy Rogers and Billy the Kid them and kill off these native people in a cowboy show. We saw these chiefs, we saw these people coming out. Brother Miguel, when them series like the long lost brother, the long lost sister, they saw the identity of our Africanness. So they run towards us to hug and to take pictures, you know, and to tell us about their medicinal herbs and their way of healing. Oh my brother, I used to sweet basil is one of the herbs that they use.
A lot. All right, yes. Rasai, let's hold it there a little. We're just going to play two music and come right back to you. That's all right? All right, my brother. Give thanks, really give thanks. We're getting a dose of intellectual medicine from Rasai. We're getting a dose of intellectual medicine on his trip to Mexico. Wow. Soon come back, Rasai. Stay on the line.
Rastafari.
Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be ye lifted up, ye ever-living black people. Of glory shall come in. Arise, black man, arise. Arise and know thyself. Arise, black man, arise. Arise and know thyself. We've been sitting in the dirt too long, and it seems we don't know when we're right or wrong. But help me sing my song, black man, arise.
One of the great Peter Tosh song. One of the great Peter Tosh song. It named Black Dignity. Yeah, man. Arise, black man, arise. You know, every tower of a sit on its own bottom. Yeah, man. Black man, arise. Yes.
Daniel tonight's to be. This year, beer, I'm locked, got a mawi to call. Daniel, the ghost in the gas society. Lift up thine head, oh ye, black dignity. And to be lifted up, ye ever loving, black dignity. And let the King of Kings into thine heart. For in a little while, and the wicked shall not be. They shall be cut off like the grass, and wither like a green herb. So trust in the Lord, and do good, and wait patiently for him. And verily thou shalt be fed, Selah. Thy branches shall not wither, and whatsoever I do shall prosper. I shall be like a tree planted by the rivers, that bringeth forth fruit. Selah. So lift up thy head, ye black people, and be lifted up, ye ever-loving black people, and the King of Kings shall come in. Selah. Wake up by slumbering mentality, come closer to reality, recognize thy dignity, thy integrity, thy quality. Fret not because of one who prospereth in his way. For in a little while, the evildoers shall be killed, paralyzed.
Man, this is serious Peter Tosh. Serious Peter Tosh. Yes, I. Some great songs. Rasa Iva is still there.
What's not there?
Yes, but just that's what you inspired, my brother. Yes.
You know, again, some positive moments.
That's what you inspired. Just hearing you, I said, boy, these are some songs I got to go into my archives for. Yes, yes, I. Yes, I. Because, you know,
So in continuation, Rasta, we enjoyed a great moment. We remember even at the Agriculture University, they have an area that they are protecting endangered species, yeah? And just going in there and looking at certain plants, and we see some plants that we recognize them as food. Is not dasheen, but it looks like dasheen, but they eat the food that is under the ground, yeah? And you know, just to see these things, and to, you know, there's another herb we call horsetail that some other brethren show me some herbs that name horsetail, and it's the first I had ever seen what horsetail really is.
I think we have it in Jamaica, horsetail.
Yes, but I would have to see it to compare it to what I saw in Mexico as the horsetail. And then there is one where we call cat's claw. I brought some back and I said to brother, I want to say to Ivy that we have one where we call Pusclaw Maca. I always figured that was cat's claw. But when I saw the real cat's claw in the market, I said to the guy, it's uno gato. I said, oh, that's cat's claw. Let me see some of that herb. When he brought a handful, and I closed my hand when he brought me the handful, only to find that my hand was hooked in many claws. The claws were so sharp. Yes, this is the real cat's claw. So I have some of those cat's claw, which is a very important herb, you know. I was trying to break one of the claws to see if seeds are in it, but I just can't find any seed. I might have to just put a claw into the earth in a special pot to see if something will grow from it, you know. So herbs in Mexico, in the market, or Coronation have herbs like Mexico have herbs prepared. If you're a roots man, you can just go in there. I mean, they use a lot of vegetable food. You see what we call parsley? In Jamaica, you usually just eat parsley, pick it and eat it. In the market, it's there by the pounds among lettuce and cabbage and everything. So we see here in Mexico, there's a kind of pumpkin that they eat the blossoms. People buy the blossoms like, them buy callaloo. Yeah, and they eat all of that, you know. So you see all kind of natural way. They corn, I mean, they use corn in everything. So at the place where they preserve these indigenous animals and plants that are going out, they would say these are going extinct and out of existence. They try to preserve them there. You have all the fish that has put like human legs, and they say even if you cut off that leg, the water is not around, that fish will go and survive on land. And they said scientists are now trying to use something from that fish because there's something very unique about that fish as to how it can heal itself, you know. So it was really an awesome experience. Then, you know, there were children from different regions, Chile, the further part of Mexico with their families that came up and all. And, you know, we had to have a sanctification of children. So we had a special moment out by a farm where we did a sanctification for our youth. You know, it was like teaching and learning. So because I wrote a special chant for the blessing of children, we had the family rehearse it, and you know, we were just on a high sanctifying our Rastafari children from the Mexican bloodline and making it an occasion where the very children were elated to find themselves in that space. Mothers, fathers, everyone. After that, we went now to a place where we could eat. So when we went there, Miguel, every pot that was used there was made from clay. I mean, I'm talking a little ugly looking yaba pot, you know, I'm talking some pretty ceramic yaba pot. If you could have bring forward these cutlery to Jamaica, these utensils, well polished, nice glazed pots on wood fire, and it's all natural, all vegan area. We had a wonderful time, Rasta, you know, just full join that. But then again, we decided that the chant I wrote, you know, a version from the visit chant that we did for Jamaica, I said, no, we had to put this together. So on the 18th, as I said earlier, we had put it together and we had done rehearsal, and it's trying to get ones who speak Spanish, habla español, to talk English and to sing English. So, you know, for Dr. IB, it was a work among the sisters. Glenn Brownie, you have taught us so well. Brother Glenn Brownie, if you're listening, you was in Dr. IB's studio with some Mexican sisters telling them, no, take a deep breath, go over again. And I know that you're teaching of I inside Top Dog Studios. Give us a sense and knowledge as to how we can go into the studio and get it right. I'm not saying we maximize the 100% you would have brought out, but Brother Glenn Brownie, not hearing from you. Sister Margie, if you listen, tell Glenn we are giving all the props because we went into the studio now, Brother Miguel, for the chant for the 70th anniversary using the 1966 visit chant, and I think we did justice. I sent it to your email. You can listen at that time because it's unedited and to do so another lead voice onto it. And so we left a monumental chant. We went into the studio for Brethren, Lemuel and his family, way into the hills. Brother Miguel would drive for 2 hours climbing hills, and not a straight up the Jackson or up the Stony Hill. It's going in circles. Nice road, and the road keep going in circles. And each time you go up, you're going higher. Sometimes you descend, and then you're going higher. When we went up there, we saw what they call American apples growing in backyards. So you know it's a cool climate up there. And we went there and we did a recording of the visitation chant of His Majesty to Mexico. And as the Virgin said, Rough Ivy, you have left us a monumental piece that for generations we will have this to remember the visit of Emperor Haile Selassie I to Mexico. And when I listen to it as it is, the uncut version, I say, if nothing more is done, this is a sweet chant in honor of the 70th anniversary visit of His Majesty to Mexico. Overall, the visit of His Majesty to Mexico, just giving justice, giving gratitude to a president who stood up against the might of the world to say, give justice to Ethiopia. So it was really a monumental moment. I remember a sister, while we were at school, a sister came to me. She didn't understand English that much, so she went through the interpreter to us, I need to make a cake. This cake is like your farewell. You come by the house and we'll have a nice farewell gathering on your behalf. And Sister Ivy, that's Mike has returned. So we'll just do it the night before you leave, the 28th of June. So while we were there, she said, give me a cake of your choice. I said, chocolate. She said, oh yes, I'll have it done. And Brother Miguel, she did a cake. On the cake was the flyer that invited myself and Sister Ivy and His Majesty in the sombrero hat. You know, His Majesty at that time in Mexico, he received the order of the Aztec Eagle, which is one of Mexico's highest honor. His Majesty would have given to President Cardenas the order of Solomon, you know. So that picture was on the cake for the send-off. So we had a nice moment at the home. And, you know, it was my daughter Olivia's birthday. So I said, no, it's a dual birthday vibe. This is my daughter Olivia, 37 years. And this is also a sign of our mission here coming to a close. So we had that night, a nice moment in chant, a nice moment of full joy in the moment. But what I find in Mexico the day when we saw the original Mexican people in their costumes, we found another herb curve while we were walking, looking for the we just hear people saying, no, come over here, Benaka. And they said, no, you're the Macaulay. The people are glad to see Rasta pass by. Grades of herb, Brother Miguel, right on the busy, call it busy downtown Duke Street. It's like how you have the cathedral on that left going down on Duke Street there.
Yes.
That open space,
yes.
That would have been a herb curb. Or on the big tree would have been a herb curb.
Whoa.
Been so freely, Brother Miguel.
Yes.
I tell you, freely. And it's women organizing it. Because the women claim that when the men them do the thing, them always end up with little skirmish and things. So women is sisters in unity arranging these herb curves. And Brother Miguel, them don't leave. It's a 24-hour thing. Them do it by groups, coming in, and ganja is there around the clock. You can smoke as many as you want. And you know, I had to do a little video to say, Madam Minister of Culture, Madam Gray, look at this. Look at what is happening. I still have it on camera. I said, one day I have to send this to Madam Gray. She said, Madam Gray, look, this is Mexico City.
Yes.
Ganja is smoked freely right here in the heart of the town. Look at the police officers passing by. Women are smoking, elders are smoking, big men. Beautiful women stop by, and you know the Mexican family. Oh, beautiful women! I mean, when I sent a video with to Iverton, he said, "Boy, it look like it's tear-shot pretty woman there, Mexico." Wow, tell you. So, ganja was being smoked, man, all round, Brother Miguel. We had a great time. The last day, so that time we all look out for, because we went to a market like it's not Corona, the Corona market. At that time we was looking up. So we all look for. We want to find another herb curve. Let's see, I think herb curve is all about. But in the market, a lady ran out to her and said, listen, I have to give this to you. You want to give you a nice job. I mean, you look at the people we are giving herb. You say, wow, it's like Mexico. Wow. So it was a lesson to the Jamaican government in another country, Mexico. And the ones that survive are about 78 of these all around just Mexico City in different spaces. Like you would have one half a tree, one down a Mandela Park, one up a Emancipation Park, one up a Papine, one down a UN then or Duane Park. Herb curve is just all over. What have it done to the Mexican people? It makes people run up and dog mad. It makes people worthless. No. These people are people coming from work, going to work, probably going to church and they'll stop and bun some weed and go to church. So it's just a lesson to our government to say, well,
definitely.
Man, other countries out there is just glorifying the use of ganja.
I can't finish without asking. Did you say any evidence or sign of people wanting to go to the border?
No,
because
I would not have seen this somewhere in the city. We met a Colombian, you know, when you meet a black man in Mexico City, it's like gold, it's like fine gold. So the it's an Adam and your brethren. You have to call him over and he's glad to come meet you. So this guy's, you know, I'm from Colombia. So you see our income now, it is one that probably I look away out of here to Mexico, you know. Venezuela got a sister with two youths, beautiful black woman, you know, begging. You know, the Virgin would have explained, so she from Venezuela, probably she come up now, probably I look away out to go across the border, but we did not see any influx of that. Probably we not go at the era where, you know, the concentration of that happened, you know. But and as my, when you talk about sanitation, Brother Miguel, I saw the men who are sweeping these major roads. You know what kind of broom them use? Where we call tiki broom weed bush. And then them tie up and sweep the road. That means you think them buying a broom from China to sweep up the road. You see them little Mexican twigs tie up together, sweep the street, and listen, sanitation is maximum. I've never seen a trash. And you see the government have 5 people on the roadway, on the biggest street into the city. You have vending taking place. You have shops, then the side, then there's a walkway in between the shops and the stalls, and then the street. And everybody is selling them taco, them things, juices, everything. Nobody in Russia run from nobody. People just doing their business. I say, wow, Mexicans, everybody doing something as a hustle, you know. But listen, every chain you walk, there's police. And the Bridget explains, remember now, you have the cocaine cartels, you have the gun totals, you have so many things happening coming through Mexico that security have to be tight. But one of the biggest problems Mexico will have, Brother Miguel, is a war to water.
Water.
Yes, because Coca-Cola company and the president tell me offhand that the Coca-Cola companies and these big companies will come and utilize the water, and them big company will come to rear cows and things and check with all of the available water supply. And then just recently I heard that the Colorado River was dammed by America, cutting off Mexico water supply. So, actually,
because I do hear of water supply problem in Mexico, but I didn't know that it's dam and cut off the water.
Yes, and then the Coca-Cola company come in a certain district where the water there and capture the major water supply. So in some villages, if you want to even look on the internet and look at water supply problem in Mexico, you're going to see Coca-Cola pop up. And some districts, people are drinking Coca-Cola when they're thirsty. So you know the poison where water, you end up going to drink a soda. It could be dyes and coloring. You know that will become a major problem.
Must. No,
Yes,
water cannot be replaced. Water is water.
Cannot be replaced, Brother
Yes.
Miguel.
Yes.
So, you know, the brethren have explained that recently there is a big shootout because if you come with trucks and take the water from my community, I carry for a factory down. So they're not going to say, hey, brother, what have to do when we don't have no water up here? You know.
Mm-hmm.
It cannot work, you know, so the brethren explain and you see it happening where water will be a major problem in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if this agreement with, you know, America and them to the Colorado or something that happen where they can restore water supply in Mexico, it will be a major problem. On the street now, sometimes you go into Mexico City, you see cable cars. Is one thing I think the brethren from Cuba scare me. It's a recipe. Nice to ride in, but listen, if the wind start to blow while you're up there, you swing it to the ground and it's roll it up in the area there. And the people who live in the hills use those as transport to take them up to those areas. So you have these cable cars, and you know, I actually refuse an offer in the night to go on one of these cars. I said, no, sir. Run them risk there. But I remember one day we were going to the presidential gardens on the 19th, and a brethren picked us up, a brethren named Joshua, very good artist, bilingual, English, Spanish. I mean, if he come to Jamaica and go on any stage, he's going to get a forward from the Jamaican people. Whether they do it in Spanish or English, have the swag. Joshua, big up Joshua. But Joshua was driving us. Sister Maria Brasabo was in another vehicle. Boom! Police and these policemen sit back to back in their vehicle. So when them pass you and say, whoop, them just pull you over. Joshua pull over. Sister Maria Brassambo was there. So she just come out with her phone from the first vehicle, even though she wasn't stopped. But, you know, we now just make them stop one and we and the rest of them done. We are pull over too. Mm-hmm. So she just come out when them ask the driver to come out of the vehicle and show him license, registration, and probably, you know, it was in Spanish. And she just come out and me just hear she started discrimination and I hold the phone and video them. And then she started give them the Spanish. And you know, Spanish when it is spoken, it's spoken very fast. So you know, when it just speak with anger, it gone pan rapid. So me just hear a tongue gone pan rapid to these police guys. And while she videotaping them, the only word I could understand was she said, discrimination. And police guy said, no. Like he was getting very apologetic. No, not discrimination. And quick time, because you just reassure us, say, just be relaxed, they can't search you. Provide documents and books. Because the data perplexed them and about discrimination. And I could only hear the brethren saying, diplomatic delegation to say, oh, this is a diplomatic mission. We're going to the presidential guard. Mention these things, cops tend to back off, knowing that these are official royal guests. Looking at you see a Ras Mike, a Ras Iva, Empress Ivy, you know, so these are different people. So the guys have just back off and gone. You know, we just had a good laugh. So Sister Mary gave me, I tell them, so Ras Iva will allow me, the real outstand them and let them know you have no right. We did not commit a traffic violation. Why stop us? Later on, she said, Rasta, when them these guys, the similar Jamaican police, them see Rasta feel like Rasta is an easy target. They might have ganja in excess, so you can take off a little money off of them. So that's what that is all about. So we just burn them when them come around. But overall, Brother Miguel, Mexico was great. The Rastafari community there.
So
everywhere you go, you have differences, but the differences still brought us together. It might never bring everyone this at distance, but we had a great moment the morning when we were to disembark from the airport. Brother Miguel, I tell you, the brethren, they came out with drums. And the families came out. They didn't even allow us to lift a bag. Brother Miguel, if I want to go buy a can for myself on the road, I am not allowed, but by my hand, go in my pocket and ready to say, I take care of that. One day, me and daughter, I said, no, we screech go around at the market from the bridging them to make them see we. When we check, so we've gone out of sight, is a bridging from the bicycle. Aye.
I caught you there. I caught you there.
So we have to ensure you're okay. So it's kind of sister, we just want a little freedom.
Yes.
So in ride around the other street, and we turn in another street, so we see some nice guava juice and Brother Miguel, then eat what we call, you see, there's something we grew up on the tuna. The fruit of the fruit is what them call tuna. And what we call tuna is nopal. So the fruit is the tuna. And you have a red one, redder than beetroot, but soft and sweet and nice. And the yellow one. So they use them make juice. So me and daughter I decided we're going to buy 2 cups of juice. Mexico now have a little 8-ounce cup. It's either a 16-ounce cup or a 32-ounce massive cup. Then people can drink off them cup of juice. Yeah. We said, no, give me a small cup. By we ready for pay. One Rasta man did sit up there eat and him just talk in Spanish to tell the people and said, don't collect from them 2 Rasta, I will pay. They said, Lord, we can't get so after we don't know the Rasta. Yeah. They don't just decide to pay for we drink like that. You know, they never explain what they have other than just the drink that is vegan. But we just say, all right, we'll just have the drink and go. But we had a great time.
It's so lovely.
You know, and, you know, we were doing the chant, and because part of the chant said, Viva the people of Ethiopia, Viva Mexico, then they catch on to those lines, and it was such a nice ride. So at the airport, the Virgin came out with the drums, Brother Miguel, and they came right up to where we were.
To give you a great send-off.
Oh, yes, man. When we were getting our tickets and all, they started a moment of chant. And, you know, they sang 2 of the chants we taught them in English at the airport. People in the lines were saying, oh, my God. They really love you. This woman was bilingual. They really love you. Oh, they're just chanting. And everyone, security was just smiling. Everyone.
So you have straight flights from Mexico to Jamaica?
Well, we came to Santo Domingo and a connecting flight from Santo Domingo
to Jamaica.
But as we come close to Brother Miguel, I must read an excerpt of a speech His Majesty made in 1954. His Majesty said, Ethiopia does not forget that Mexico denied recognition of the acts committed by the Italian forces. And that it raised
if you could hold the phone near to your mouth.
And of right. We employ the word brothers, open and close quotation. We employ the word brothers with the most upright exactitude when referring to Mexico and to all Mexicans. Since we shall never forget the fraternal and virile attitude that the Mexican delegation developed in defense of the holy rights of Ethiopia. In those moments of our millennial history as a state with more than 30 centuries of sovereign existence and independence, the voice of Mexico was raised one more time, generous and courageous, making itself heard to defend Ethiopia as the vigorous champion.
Yeah, man, those are fantastic words. Words of great gratitude. Yeah, man, to the Mexican people. Rasa, I give thanks. I really give thanks. Give thanks, you know.
Give thanks for the opportunity, Brother Miguel.
Yes.
To, you know, say it as it is, and we know your program is globally. And once we'll get a feel of what took place, you know, the bingy coming up is another moment, and I'm not sure if ones are aware that our beloved brethren Rasai Mingo from Portland Cottage has been deceased since morning.
Oh, but I Mingo?
Yes, he had an ulcer problem, and you know, he succumbed. He was in Lionel Town, then transferred to Maple Hospital a couple of days ago. And just yesterday I was talking to my brother Ibo in South Africa when I heard about a flood in South Africa. I said, let me call Ibo. I said, no, man, that flood far from me, man. In more than a Cape Town, you know. And then he said, well, you know, long one asked us, I mean, the number. I said, you know, I mean, go sick, you know. And then, you know, one of them days I have to go check him and said, no, don't tell me one of them days. You know, big brother talk to little brother when the other way around. He said to me, said, listen, go and see I mean, tomorrow morning, referring to this morning. But this morning I feel on the side we were planning on going to see I mean, go. I would get the time, say 11 o'clock is visiting hours. Before those time arrive early in the morning, my phone rang. Your sister called me to say she heard that Rasaimingo died in the hospital. And when she said, listen, no, man. No, I never hear that. I would have been one of the first ones to hear. Let me check it out. And because the whole of Veer is cut off, our family is in Veer, Clarinda is in a bad position. That's I think towards the who don't really know. The southern part of Veer, that area going right across. Give me the big line of town, Rocky Point, Portland Cottage, all round. And you know, 2 St. Elizabeth, Malvern, Tabernacle, and the center has been, you know, damaged considerably. You know, we saw pictures coming from last earthquake. You know, that, you know, the center is damaged. Pitford, now being the kitchen area is damaged. Trees fell on the kitchen and everything. It just make sure that in this time, Brother Miguel, as his mother used to say, a house built on granite and strong foundation, that even the onslaught of gushing turrets and mighty wind will be able to remove. We have to start thinking in that line when we have these structures. Because the king does smile a little bit and a little African ancestor decides to come in a mighty wind through the middle passage and fall up because there's no resistance with the buildings, you know. So this is what happened with Rasaimingo, and the problem with what in the southern regions where really are going to need the help. And again, just before I left Mexico on the 28th, I heard that one of the beloved brethren from Grenada, that's Isaac Zebedee. He was one in Virgin Islands in 91 when we went there. He was one of those brethren who helped to strengthen up and I visited there. But Isaac also succumbed to illness and it passed on, you know. So we're reaching out to the Grenadian family too. And then there's another brethren from Portland Cottage who was in the UK who passed just around the time of Jablu, Brother Miguel. You know, Jablu is one of the stalwarts of the UK.
Yes.
I would have said one of the last stalwarts of that Tinto Fox, Jabones, again, there's another brethren, Jabones, Tinto Fox, and Jablu. Jablu just passed on just recently. And this younger brethren from Portland Catches, they call Aidan, he too died within that same time. So, you know, the transition is what's moving on, another generation taking charge, you know. But my concern is that we are dying too young. I mean, 16, 17, age.
Yes.
Planet like that, when head of this earth and 70s are run for president of major countries, you know.
It's like a just mature.
Just mature.
Yes.
And so we have to go sit down with the dietitians,
yes,
with the experts,
and with our herbs. Not for the virgin, them give up the herbs.
That's our medicine.
Yes.
You know. Because Rasta talk about ever living life and we don't have the centenary and track.
Yes.
Yeah,
because you know, when she's not there now, but she was with us, my wife, Sister Audrey's mother, when she lived with us. Every morning, she's now 91, going strong. But every morning, she go out, is either as Guinean weed, is either as Search My Heart, or every single morning. So boy, me take up that habit now, virgin. Every morning me at bed drink some bush tea.
Make
Because-
sure we drink a particular herb each day. That is
Yes.
my policy, Brother Miguel. As I said to my family, you can say to all, you can say to everyone, if the eventual thing happen, you can say, Daddy, make sure you drink a particular herb or some herb every single
Yes,
day.
every morning she go out.
So,
She go pick her bush and eat. So,
yeah, man.
and
you have
she's
to
now
fight this battle.
and she's
have to
now
fight this
91
battle.
and going
Seriously.
strong and so on. So, boy, me I take up her attitude, brethren. Me I take up her
You have to
attitude.
take a page out of the book. Then
Yes.
You have to back and you have to watch Zion Lara asking, oh, that shot the outside, you have to go. And you have to go ask court and watch when you really want more than dead ball and you don't want the boy score.
Yes,
You have to find out from the experts.
And from the elders.
Done. Yes.
Elders and the wise mind.
Wisdom.
Yes, yes, Rasai, bye.
So we give thanks, Brother Miguel.
Yes, man, I give more than
Brother Tony,
thanks.
Brother Tony Shaw did a great work in maintaining Bess FM. I know the limitations because at times it's like, you know, as Rastafari people, we not do enough to even have businesses where we can hear more programs being sponsored by Rastafari entities and a program and a station like Bess FM where I carry the nation's business on its shoulders, you know? And we know the struggle, how these things, you know, happen. So we really need to look at His Majesty and His Majesty's role, or His Majesty talk about advancing economics and balancing it with the spiritual aspect of I&I growth, you know?
Yes, that's
So we look forward.
absolutely necessary. Yes, Sister
Yeah.
Ivy from me. Tell her
I
you have,
will,
you have
Brother Miguel.
told us about the great works. And we're
Oh,
going to
yeah.
keep going. I'm going to play the chant and more than likely I'll bring it come next week.
All right, Brother Miguel. Sister Ivy, as you know, was a tower of strength to those sisters because I tell you, you know, they were elated to be in her company and to, you know, the reasoning when you see them sitting around. But, you know, sometimes I wonder why, we're not as multilingual as we should be. Because up there, I said to that, I write down, but sure, if you carry a Jamaican dog, can up there more bark, and the Mexican dog, you go understand what a bark can mean. You know? And every cat meow, and you know, a Jamaican cat come up there, and meow same way.
Yes.
I mean, don't be so and go up so, and then we can understand a word.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, but it's one of those things.
It's necessary even from the school level, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
We need to have more languages, right?
Yeah, man. Because those children that do computer in schools from first form, you see the difference when them come out.
Yes.
As compared to we just learn computer.
Oh,
We
man.
never do it in
I think-
school and at all, yes. So same way with languages. Had we done more languages in school, we'd understand it better. Yeah, man.
Of course, of course.
But like I said, you have sent out the call for Cuba. It's up to us now to plan it and plan a delegation. I'm certain even the present ambassador would be willing to entertain a group, you know.
I remember a couple of years ago while we were at Scott's Pass, I remember a delegation of I&I went to the Cuban ambassador, not in her office, in the confines of her home. And we had a discussion, so I wish where Cuba was open up to that kind of discussion, you know. And probably the bridging them up had, and we had discussed it with the ambassador back then, was Ganja. And she said she would ensure that Rastafari students, if we elect them, are not in the line of applicants. We just give her the names and she will get us there. But tell our students, not even a seed of ganja must be in any pocket going to Cuba. And then we'd start to mention to her that, as Rastafari, we have a right here in Jamaica when we assemble to smoke ganja, even though it's against the law. That's long before the 2015 amendment, you know. So we were still enjoying that privilege that Naya being should burn early. The next door was the station, and we still had the right to fellowship. She said, no, not in Cuba. She said, in Cuba, there is no understanding when it comes to the law. The law is the law. And once the law says it's illegal, it means there's no other concession. There's no exemption. There's no no other way out. Once the law says it's illegal, so we will not have that right in Cuba. So the races in Cuba are fighting for that right now. I don't know how we can assist them.
All right.
But
there must be a way because we had to survive here, we must survive there.
Survive there.
Yes,
and so the world is shaping, Brother Miguel, even the countries that were, look at Jamaica, was fighting it so much.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Them know I said them have to come on board because it represents economics to them.
Yes.
You know, them take it from Rasta, them have to give it that right.
No, it's countries like Antigua show up Jamaica.
Oh.
Antigua say, no, you have to give priority to the Rasta man. The Rasta man should not pay a license. In Jamaica, look how much people have to pay.
The rights given to Rastafari in Antigua should be all over Jamaica, that the government see for every wall to say that even when the government of Antigua made a concession with a company to plant ganja in Antigua, 51% goes to the investor, which is the man from overseas. Yeah? And 25% goes to the Rastafari community, and 24% goes to the government. What a prime minister!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You must.
Prime Minister
Gaston Brown
must be applauded.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
So we give thanks, Brother Miguel.
Yeah, man. We thank you. Thank you, Rasai. And I know my listeners read. It's great medicine, especially after burial. You know, the program. We don't want harp too much pan this our house supper blow down and all that. No. So this was a great medicine for this evening. Thanks a lot, Rasai.
Brother Miguel.
Yes, sir. Irish. Blessings.
Aye.
Yeah, man. Give thanks. Yes, I.
Everybody's a herb man hustling, bright and early in the morning. Everybody's a herb man hustling. I know Sergeant Query is waiting. Everybody's a herb man.
Lincoln Bubba Minot, man. Lincoln Bubba Minot. Herbs man hustling.
Everybody's a herb man hustling. But you see, that's my daily living. Jump in a minivan, we gonna country. Left with me wife and me hungry picnic. Jump in a minivan, we gonna country. Left with me wife and me hungry picnic. We have to travel over hills and valley. Just to find Mr. Good Sensei. We have to travel over hills and valley. Just to find Mr. Good Sensei. Rock up a job with the lawyer. Rock up a job with commissioner. Rock up a job with the doctor. Rock up a job with nothing biggie trade. Alright. Everybody's a herb man hustling. Bright and early in the morning. Everybody's a herb man hustling. I know Sergeant Brown is waiting. Everybody's a herb man hustling. I know it's my neck I'm risking. Everybody's a herb man hustling. But you see, that's my daily living. Dollar a stick, boom, $10 a ounce. You have $100, you get away when you smoke this hour. You just a tear up me gate. You just a tear up me gate. Alright. Smoke sense and you smoke lamp spread. And when you smoke it once you come back again. And when you come back again, you bring all your friends. Oh yes. So everybody's a herb man hustling. Bright and early in the morning. Everybody's a herb man hustling. I know Sergeant Brown is waiting. Everybody's a herb man hustling. But you see, that's my daily living. Everybody's a herb man hustling. I know it's my neck I'm risking. Rock up a job with the lawyer. Rock up a job with commissioner. Rock up a job with me doctor. Rock up a job with me hygiene wobbles. Alright. Jump in a minivan, we gonna country. Left we wife and we hungry picnic. We have to travel over hills and valley.
hear say it good for the cancer. So give me good sense, Emilia. So this the herb man hustling. Right and early in the morning. This a herb man hustling. I say I know Sergeant Brown is waiting. This a herb man hustling. And I know it's my neck I'm risking. This a herb man hustling. But you see that's my daily living. Oh yeah. Herb man hustling. Sometimes it's green and sometimes it's shine. But anyway, the sense of they hide me up to find. Oh, Jaja, die out a chair. Don't make I end up in a road black. Road black. Oh no. This a herb man hustling. Bright and early in the morning. This a herb man hustling. I know Sergeant.
Yeah, man. Yep. Herbs that is a herb, man. Hustling. My next guest, which I was supposed to speak to, is Blackstone. Now, I've been trying to reach him, but I suspect he may have dropped asleep. Blackstone, if you're hearing, or if anyone is hearing, could call him. I really want to talk to him. Now, the Blackstone, the persons who had treated you with a prostate problem, people are still asking me for their number. So let me tell you, the number is 543-8131. 543-8131. Those are the herbalists. The treatment is purely herbs. It's natural, no chemical, no tablet and all them things. And they do wonders with Blackstone and many other persons that have since contacted them since Blackstone highlighted the treatment of not only of himself but others. So again, I'd say 543-8131. Yes. And you can discuss that with them and so on and so forth. So, yes, man. Yes. Wonderful interview. So the Spanish-speaking countries like Peru, Chile, Ecuador, are now coming into their own. Because in these countries, they have liberated themselves from the Spaniards. A lot of them have liberated themselves from the Spaniards. But they still had serious race problem against the blacker ones in their community. Here aside, I say when you see a black man, even in Mexico, it's like it's a goal. So black people were still, even in countries where them do openly discriminate, black people were still marginalized. You know, if a bus come up and the one black man in have steer back, and many other instances. So we are glad for what's happening now in places like Ecuador, Peru, because of Rastafari. Rastafari is giving black people dignity. Rastafari is giving black people a sense of purpose. And consequently now, Rastafari is rising with more gumption, more gall, more positivity. And just like him say, Cuba is calling out. Cuba is calling out. So we should prepare ourselves to go to Cuba and so on. Yes, definitely. You know what's interesting now? Tanzania, on the African continent now. Tanzania is now selling electricity selling energy. Selling energy to Zambia. Tanzania, right beside Zambia. They are now selling electricity to Zambia. Zambia used to have serious load shedding. Load shedding, you'd get electricity in the morning for about 2 hours, and you may get it in the evening for another 2 hours. Not all the while come 2 times per day. But they had to shed the load in such a way to make the load last. That's what Zambia was going through, and still to some extent going through. But now Tanzania, Tanzania have some nice rivers and all that. So Tanzania is developing nicely. So they have, I wouldn't say an excess, but they have enough energy, So Tanzania now is exporting. That means selling. They're running wires. That's what I mean by exporting. They're running wires from Tanzania because you can send out electricity when you run those wires from Tanzania over to Zambia. So that's the type of African unity we want. Where one country in Africa doesn't have a rich supply of anything at all, and another country nearby is oversupplied or rich in supply, we can share. And that will certainly support Africa development. So hats off to Tanzania, who is now sending energy over into Zambia. Then we know hats off to Uganda, because Uganda is now sending over oil and gas from Uganda to Tanzania. So we say African unity in real terms now. Now, a lot of countries, especially them European countries, is telling Uganda that they must cut back because, we are now in the age of green gases or, natural vibes, and should cut back on the use of oil and the use of natural gas. But Uganda point out to them that them just start export oil. Them just start in Uganda. And you who impose sanctions on us because our stance against the gays, that's what some of these Western countries have done, put sanctions on Uganda because Uganda, not only the Parliament has passed a law against gays in their society, and the courts have upheld these laws. The courts uphold those laws. So Uganda said, well, you can't put sanctions on me and I'm going to tell me what cut back oil. No. No, Uganda is a landlocked country. So they have to export through another country. So they're exporting now oil through Tanzania. Yes. They are exporting their oil and gas through Tanzania. So that's what's happening, So African countries are uniting, and certainly, if you talk about the industrialization of Africa, we got to be self-sufficient in energy. And Africa have too much avenues to be self-sufficient in energy. We have the rivers. Remember, Africa have the longest river in the world, the Nile. So we have the rivers. From the 1950s and 1960s, Shikanta Diop, one of our great writers from Senegal, had told African leaders that the rivers are our great waterway. The rivers are a source of our liberation. rivers in Africa, brothers and sisters. I know some of the time you say rivers in Africa, and I'm sure it say dry up. But no, we have some big rivers in Africa. And like I said, we have the longest river in Africa. Longest river in the world, you know. Not just the longest in Africa, the longest in the world, which is the Nile. The Nile flow heaviest than even the Blue Danube. So Ethiopia now has dammed the Nile, and by that way, it's gathering a certain amount of energy. Because when that water flow over, it spin the turbines and gather energy. So Ethiopia now, they're not fully 100% self-sufficient yet in energy, but they have a good amount. And from their technological advancement, Ethiopia now is planning to export electricity. Yeah, they're running wires now. So they plan to export to Kenya. Kenya have some serious energy problem too. So they plan to export to Kenya. To Sudan, they plan to export to Sudan. They plan to export to Somaliland. And they plan to export to Djibouti. So these are places where. So this is fully African cooperation. That's what you want to see. We have so much avenues for energy. We have, like I said, we have river energy. We have the wind energy, brothers and sisters, you know. And of course, you know, we're not short of the sun. When it comes on to the Sahara, when it comes on to Libya, when it comes on to Morocco and all these places, there's more than sufficient sun to provide energy for the whole of Africa. So, you know, there's so much areas to which we can, and we must, if we're going to be an industrialized nation, you know, you have to produce, because technology is where it's at now, even in agriculture, you know. So, we have to take it serious. We have to take it serious.
Husband lose his life this morning. What kill him? Come now. Accident appear. Accident to the hear me. Accident a motor vehicle accident. Come. Accident appear. Accident to body. Accident appear. Accident. After me take a 91, I go a do any park. And as the van reach 3 mile, the van it shut off. Me tell the conductor give me pass, let me come off. Him and him friends stand up at the door and attack. So me take up me grip and me started to walk. As me reach the NG, the van fly past. Everybody in the bus kick them a laugh. A man she bout him head, watch he heal at a walk. Watch out. Accident appear, accident to the hear me. Accident appear, accident. As the van reach 4 mile, the 4-wheel fly off. Lick up in a truck and the starter pop off. A whole lady she get injured in her heart. A man in the front seat 2 foot chop off. You look on the doctor tear up like cloth. The driver took off and him 2 foot so fast. The speed him took off him 2 booty fly off. True, accident appear, accident to the hear me. Accident man appear, accident come. Accident man, accident to the hear me. Accident man appear, accident. Watch out. Me ride bike no ride me. Me drive car no drive me. Me drive bus no drive me. Me drive truck no drive me. The car accident man, accident to the hear me. Accident man appear, accident. Jacob Miller lose him life in a accident. Jackie Bell get killed in a accident. Michigan lose him wife in a accident. Yellow man nearly dead in a accident. The car accident appear, accident to the hear me. Accident appear, accident. When 2 bike crash, no bike accident. When 2 car crash, no car accident. When 2 bus crash, no bus accident. When 2 truck crash, no truck accident. And if 2 cow crash, that a coincidence. Come, accident appear, accident to the body. Accident man appear, accident. After me take a 91, I go a do any park.
Yes, we soon come back to Peter Metro. You know, we soon come back to Peter Metro, but I have a special guest who has joined me on the line. I can't make him just call me and we do have to say something. Yes, I. Greetings.
Yes, I.
All right.
We
hearing you loud and clear now. Loud and clear. Brother Omar, glad.
Yes, I give thanks, big brother.
Yes,
yeah, it's a great show. It was great to hear about the tradition over to Mexico.
Yes,
and all these things.
Yes.
Yes, It was a great show. I give thanks, the movements, are rising all over and the seeds have been spread. So the work that the item have put in has not been squandered. It's been great work. And now it's really to keep that continuance of the information, because right now, one of the greatest wars is disinformation, as they call it, or misinformation. So having one-on-ones like the eye on these shows, and what we really should have is a network, Brother Miguel.
Yes.
Of all those who are
all the progressive shows them. We should link up.
We need that.
Because you're calling calling all the way from Canada now.
Yes, I'm in Toronto right now. But, it's amazing to see what's happening out there with and the generation gap is now starting to close, because ones and ones is seeking so much information because our back is truly against the wall. So we give thanks, Yeah, man. One thing, I have a show on every Sunday at 9 p.m. midnight. It's called For the Love of Music, The Story. So what it is we just had Sister Denisha Prendergast on Sunday evening, and it was a great show. She spoke about her tradition and journey, and even Occupy Pinnacle and those things. So it's been a great, movement so far. So we give thanks,
It's 9 o'clock Sunday, and go for how long?
2 hours. 2 hours. It goes from 9 p.m. straight to midnight. And it's on the station is called Roots with a Z, Roots Reggae Radio .live, not .com, but .live. And there's lots of different programming on that show, so you can go online and check it out. But I'm Manu Morris and Kofa. We have a show called For the Love of Music, The Story, and we cover all sort of things throughout the history and the journey, not just the music itself. So, we give thanks.
Nice. Yes, that's Brother Omar calling from Canada, and we really give thanks. He's there spreading the word and so on. Canada had started out being one of the main countries that at some point there was an export of herbs, ganja, from Jamaica to Canada. Is that growing, or is it that stop, or what? We will stand on that.
I've stated before, that whole stalling of that process from that time to now has everything to do with an economic war. The price of has severely dropped in Canada. There are shops where people are getting, an ounce of herb for $20. So it's dropped considerably. And what's happening on the ground is many of the stores, like I've predicted before and spoken about on your show before, and now we see the effect. So most of the dispensaries, many of them have been closing.
Hold on. Many of them are now closing in Canada?
Oh, yes, all over.
Yes.
Like massive closures all over, especially places like Toronto and whatnot. But what's taking over are the indigenous stores. And this is why I've been championing in Jamaica and other Caribbean nations. They need to deal with the indigeneity, and we have to get back to status, because there is a claim that can be made for indigenous plant medicine and the trade of indigenous plant medicine. So it's vital right now that ones seize the moment. There's a lot of posturing that you'll get a lot of fight. But if you have the right people who understand the laws and understand the treaties, we can actually access this right to trade our indigenous plant medicines, just like our ancestors have done from millennia in this way. So the indigenous stores are taking over. You have ones called Credit of Mississauga's, Medicine Wheel, and then you have another one called Sovereign. And sometimes they come under different iterations, like Iroquois and different things. Their medicine or, Wolf Den, they're different clans. So right now that's taking over the place, and they give other nationalities the opportunity to open these stores. These stores are not licensed because they're under the jurisdiction, the indigenous jurisdiction, acknowledging the treaties of the land, and people put that up and they sell the medicine. Otherwise, the government stores, you cannot smell it, you cannot see it. It's in a package locked up just like the pharmacy, and that's what the generations have become used to over the past 5-6 years.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
I hope you don't mind, but when I have somebody who is, is an expert in so many things, I have to greatly utilize it. So, excuse me, whilst I light my spliff. Brother Omar, a few months ago, there was a big hullabaloo. Well, it was a serious thing of the indigenous children that was exploited by the Catholic Church. Many of them were killed. Many of them died. The Pope came to Canada and bless and apologize and all that. Are the indigenous people being treated any better now?
So because of the dichotomy, so you have the band council, which is chosen by the Crown government. I'm going to answer your question this way.
Yes.
I just need to give some back. So there's a lot of grants that have been handed out, and you'll see there's a lot of funding going to so-called indigenous causes. Those grants are used primarily by people in the typical Crown, the regular conventional Crown colonial society that we're in, and to benefit indigenous people within that society who are not on the territory. But the government has already worked on millions and millions of dollars of grants with themselves. So what I'm going to say is, in terms of the treatment, it's a game. It's the same economic word. On the face, it looks as though that there's been progress that way. But in terms of the government recognizing the sovereignty of the people, it's a consistent battle, and it continues to this day. In everything from water, you have them having access to water, to clean water, them having access to, proper banking systems that they can use and still interface with all the other, societies, regular society. All those things are struggles still to this day for indigenous societies. Our struggle is compounded by the fact that we don't have land. So we are indigenous people. Whether we're throughout the diaspora, we're all indigenous peoples. And our issue is that we have not been given status. So again, we're in a position of our birthrights being stolen.
Yes, that's rough. Said, compared to 10 years ago, black people in Canada are treated any better?
Same thing. Because we don't have that economic resource, which is land, we will never be treated better in a system like this, Brother Miguel. Other nationalities have moved here in the past 20 years, and their economic progress is so far that the gap is widening between our community.
The gap is widening.
That's correct, yes. The issue is decentralization. While everyone is talking about decentralization in terms of currency and economy, they're doing that because they've had the ability to centralize all this time. So all these nations have centralized themselves. So now they can talk about decentralization. We still have not centralized our economics.
Great drawback. All right, now, the relationship between the police and youths, has it improved? It's any better now?
Most definitely, because the gun pests are doing all the work.
The what?
The gun pests. The black man kill black man.
Oh.
They don't need to do anything. It up. Right now, Toronto going through the same crisis everywhere else is going with the youth there. So it's really you have to focus on to be able to provide, sustenance and economic stability for the youth. If they can see something greater, more opportunity with their own people in positive works, then they wouldn't choose what they're choosing. But the programming and the opportunity to make quick, fast money has them up and on the plate. Just 2 weekends ago, Chicago had 72 hours. They voted in 72 hours, 72 people were killed in Chicago. This is just a couple weeks ago. Last weekend, in Detroit, 22 people were killed. And in Toronto, although numbers are less, every day is shooting and killing amongst the youth. They're not even fighting over money. So they have them like Manchurian candidates for their own destruction. Yeah.
Wow.
They're using of music mainly. The music right now is what them really the youth them, because they have them under the spell, right? And it's tough. The good thing is I'm hearing a lot of young people speak about it. They're starting to wake up and see that, hey, this doesn't make sense. We've never seen a trend for more than a few years. Yet this same trend has been going on for a good 15 to 20 years in the music, consistently.
Yes, the derogation. The derogation.
It must be.
Yes, have to stop. Yes. Brother Omari, I really thank you for joining in and bringing us that update, on Canada. And as you keep up the struggle, I'm going to certainly listen to the radio program and so on, and so we can make a contribution. But I'm very glad. And we'll continue to struggle wherever we are, and we'll keep the black flag flying high. Thank you very much, my brother.
I give thanks, my brother. And I'll just say once again, every Sunday, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight on Roots with a Z. It's reggae-radio.live, and you can catch my show. The love of giving all the background of the tradition from time till now. One thing I'd love to hear some sort of show or livocation to ESP, Ras ESP. I've been in his book study, looking for more information.
His books are ESP McPherson. His books are now selling in Canada?
They're from young. I've seen them in Canada from young, even first, sight of the tradition. They say, yeah, I see his books, but they were all over them time. And now it's hard to find them. But the Ancient did a lot of work, and we really have to, really honor the works that he's done, not just with Howell, but just even mapping everything out. He has a, and you may have
you're sort of breaking out.
So he has a book called Rap and Politics.
Yes.
I think book, and I'm hoping maybe you can help me find it. Right now, what most effective.
I have a copy.
Okay. But I would like to say we need to get a platform that educates the Jamaican public of the political process and the economic process. The more that about
All right. We sort of break it up now, Brother Omari. So we're going to break off now.
Sir.
Thanks a lot. I'd certainly tune in, and I'd certainly see what honor we can give to Brother E.S. McPherson.
Look forward. Yes, I.
Thank you very much.
Hail Rastafari.
Yes, I.
One love, yes.
Every time. Give thanks. Yes. So that was Brother Omari calling in from Canada. He was listening to Ras Ibai. So, talking about Mexico and all those things and the Spanish-speaking countries. And, this is the information age that you're talking, Ras Ibai talking about Mexico to our station here. And it's being heard all over the world. Wow. And things like that. But that's how it goes. Yes. So greetings and blessings. Yes. So he has mentioned ESP McPherson, and so we can emphasize his works. Yes, thank you. Yes, greetings and blessings, greetings.
Yeah, man, wonderful program with
Rasta Ibai.
Yes.
I love those things.
Yes. Yo, it's very educational, very enlightening from us, and very encouraging now. That
Right.
Jamaicans now are being required to.
So I don't call it Mexico now. I say here we go.
Uh-huh. No, when you're on the radio, my brother, you can turn off the radio.
Yeah, man.
Yes. Nice. So we're talking to Brother Minky up there in Lawrence Tavern. So you have light now, Minky?
Yeah. We get light from 1 p.m. last night.
All right. And you have water?
Right. And the road is very clear.
Yes. So
And I have to hear out Mr. Donovan Fraser.
Mr. Donovan, what's his last name?
Fraser.
Donovan Fraser. What he does, what he's doing, or why are you hearing him up?
He was so active that the road's clear that everyone can move freely.
Yes. So he's a community leader?
Not really, but I would choose him as a leader.
Uh-huh. So he live in the area?
He live all the way by Glendale, Mount District.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see. So
And him leave all the way from St. Catherine and come to St. Andrew that people can move.
All right. Very good. Very good. Very good.
So I need him as my president.
Yes. Yeah, man.
Because he clean up the residents.
All right. Give thanks.
Yes, so stay strong and let's move along.
All right, and please give your mother my blessings.
Aye.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Yes, Brother Minky dear. Yes. Olympics in the air. In a few weeks' time, Jamaica will be sending a 60-odd man delegation to the Olympics. Some of the athletes look real good, and no doubt we'll collect a few medals. I hope the injuries to Sherika Jackson, because she pulled up in a track meet yesterday. I hope the injury that caused her to pull up is not too serious, and that after probably a week rest, she'll be back on the track again. But we wish our Jamaican team extremely well. Really wish them well in this Olympics. This Olympics is like the team is now, the athletes are now realizing that Bolt is not there. Bolt finished running. So we have to produce a next generation of, let's call it young Bolts, or, young athletes. Bolt was such a flash in the pan. It's once a century. People like Bolt come along. He was exceptional. Now, the athletics come back to earth, and we are now producing numerous other athletes that stand a chance, but they have to prove themselves at the Olympics. So wish them all the best when they go up against the athletes and so on. We were playing earlier on Accidents. It's a song made by Peter Metro. And I can't emphasize it no more. That we have to drive better on the road. We have to drive better. This mad driving, just some little things. Man, I go from just Constant Spring to Manor Park, from Shaw to Manor Park, the madness, the driving. So, please, some people are calling for cameras now to help curb the accidents, the amount of accidents. Some people think cameras might work because camera, and we might have to do something with the law to make it possible that cameras now can be used as evidence in these accident cases. But something has to be done. You have to make a man know it's a privilege. It's a privilege to drive. It's a privilege. Yes, it's not a right. It's not something we must. That privilege can be taken away. If you abuse the privilege, it can be taken away, brothers and sisters. You can't keep driving that mad on the road. It's taking away lives. So, give a little more accident again, no? Yes, as we go along. So, Nyanko, you ready to make your presentation?
10 minutes.
All right, very good. Yes.
Husband lose his life this morning. What kill him? Come now. Accident appear. Accident to hear me. Accident a motor vehicle accident. Come. Accident appear. Accident to body. Accident appear. Accident. After me take a 91, I go a do any park. And as the van reach 3 mile, the van it shut off. Me tell the conductor give me pass, let me come off. Him and him friends stand up at the door and attack. So me take up me grip and me started to walk. As me reach the NG, the van fly past. Everybody in the bus kick them a laugh. A man she bout him head, watch he hear that a walk. Watch out. Accident appear, accident to the hear me. Accident appear, accident. As the van reach 4 mile, the 4-wheel fly off. Lick up in a truck and the starter pop off. A whole lady she get injured in her heart. A man in the front seat 2 foot chop off. You look on the doctor tear up like cloth. The driver took off and him 2 foot so fast. The speed him took off and 2 booties fly off. True, accident appear, accident to the hear me. Accident man appear, accident come. Accident man, accident to the hear me. Accident man appear, accident. Watch out. Me ride bike no ride me. Me drive car no drive me. Me drive bus no drive me. Me drive truck no drive me. Because accident man, accident to the hear me. Accident man appear, accident. Jacob Miller lose him life in a accident. Jackie Bell get killed in a accident. Michigan lose him wife in a accident. Yellow man nearly dead in a accident. Because accident appear, accident to hear me. Accident appear, accident. When 2 bike crash, no bike accident. When 2 car crash, no car accident. When 2 bus crash, no bus accident. When 2 truck crash, no truck accident. And if 2 cow crash, that a coincidence. Come, accident appear, accident to the body. Accident man appear, accident. After me take a 91, I go a do any park. As the van reach 3 mile, the van is shut off. Me tell the conductor give me pass, let me come off. Him and him friends stand up at the door and attack. So me take up me grip and me started to walk. As me reach the NG, the van fly past. Everybody in the bus kick them a laugh. A man shoot about him head, watch the idiot a walk. So me hold me journey and me still did a walk. As the van reach 4 mile, the 4-wheel fly off. It lick up in a truck and the starter pop off. A old lady she get injured in her heart. A man in the front seat 2 foot chop off. You look on the doctor tear up like cloth. The driver took off and him 2 foot so fast. Him never stop run till him reach a Glengolf. Some policeman who hold him and beat out him. Boop, boop, you never know you mustn't drive so fast. Po, 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 where your license? The man said laugh. Oh, show me your license and don't tell me. Po, 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 Monday morning and the judge going talk. Oh, I go and send you go a prison, you hear? 3 meals a day, no rent to pay, no kids to mind and no wife to obey. Come, accident man, accident to hear me. Accident man appear, accident. Jacob Miller get killed in a accident. Jackie Bell lose him life in a accident. Michigan lose him wife in a accident. The yellow man nearly dead in a accident to hear me. Accident man appear, accident. Watch out! Accident man appear, accident. Hear this. La 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 live metro. What me say? Me ride bike, no ride me. Me drive car, no drive me. Me drive bus, no bus, no.
I always remember the road I traveled. My roots I'll never forget. I always remember the road I traveled. I travel all over through the words of Jaja. One thing I know for sure. I'll never forget. I always remember the road I traveled. My roots I'll never forget. I always remember the road I traveled. Europe I travel. England I travel. America I travel. I travel. My roots I'll never forget. I always remember the road I traveled. My roots I'll never forget. I always remember the road I traveled. How can I forget my roots? How can I? How can I forget my roots? How can I forget my roots? My roots, my roots. My roots, my roots. My roots I'll never forget. I always remember the road I traveled. I always remember the road I traveled. I've been all over through the words of Jaja. One thing I know for sure, my roots I'll never forget. I always remember the road I traveled. My roots I'll never forget. I always remember the road I traveled. Oh, my roots, my history, talk about my culture. Oh yes, my people, my roots I'll never forget. I always remember the road I traveled. My roots I'll never forget. I always remember the road I traveled. My roots I'll never forget. I always remember the road I traveled. Good roots, my roots I'll never forget. I travel, my roots I'll never forget. I always remember my roots I travel. I remember my roots I'll never forget. My roots, I always remember the road I travel.
Yes, I. That's man himself, Burning Spear. Wow. The show never saw, well, the Burning Spear show, which should have taken place, I think, in Trelawney. But that didn't come off. It has been put off till December, I think, thereabouts. I understand the show with Ija Noah. Remember, I had Ija Noah on the radio program one night, almost for the entire program. A year it was exciting, but the crowd did not come out the way he wanted. So I think it's not easy to promote put on a show coming from when the main person, the main organizer, is in the States, and about a week or 2 weeks before the show, you come down. No. You're going to need a team on the ground. And you have to start planning from this year. You know, start setting up your ads, setting up the artists and all that. You know, serious promotion to make a man drive from Kingston to Draxall to see a show or bring his family. Your prices were right and so on. But it takes more than that, you know. And you're going to need not certain type of artists because you want like a clean show, no guns, no knives, no bad behavior, you know, which is what you want and which is what we must promote. But we still have to make it attractive. Got to get artists attracted to it. All right. We're ready with Solomon Malango? Yes. You remember for quite a while when I started my show, I usually start with that scene from Solomon Malango. He's still my hero, you know, never bow, stand up. We should still remember him, great South African in South Africa.
The
Go
6th
ahead.
of April 2018 marked the 39th commemoration of the execution of Solomon Kalushi Mahlangu. Mahlangu was one of many who was hung in 1979 by the apartheid regime for his involvement with the ANC military wing, Umkhonto weSizwe. Deputy President David Mabuza, along with Mahlangu's family and invited guests, reenacted his last moments as they climbed the 52 steps to the reconstructed gallows at Kgosi Mampuru Correctional Facility, formerly known as Pretoria's Central Prison.
For many decades, this place earned itself in our country the infamy of being known as South Africa's death factory. We are from the factory where people were killed. And correctly speaking, these were innocent people who were fighting for their freedom, who were fighting for their rights. But this was a strategy by the then regime to defend and keep that evil system alive. This commemoration today is an honor to Solomon Mahlangu and his comrades, and all those who have perished. You might have noticed all of the faces of all those who were executed here. These are leaders who propelled this country forward towards a new democratic dispensation. We pay tribute to all those who were together with Solomon, who were tortured, who sustained injuries, and eventually died from those injuries. Why are we doing this every time? This will serve as a reminder to all of us that this must not happen again. We fought against a system give ourselves the authority to terminate life. We're inspired by these combatants. They stayed true to the cause. They went ahead, bravely, with their heads high. They went singing to their death. They knew that this would end. So it's upon us who are remaining behind to be true to this revolution. Because this revolution was not for free. People sacrificed what is dear to them, life.
Before his execution, Mahlangu said, "My blood will nourish the tree that will bear the fruits of freedom. Tell my people that I love them. They must continue the struggle."
Thank you. Thank you, dear. His last message. My blood will nourish the soil from which freedom will spring. Yeah, man. I wonder, all the youth that make such great sacrifice. This a youth. He was executed before he was 19. Young youth. He got involved in the struggle and fight the struggle. So now, when Ramaphosa and the ANC are linked with the DA, the white man, them, former government in South Africa, do they remember these youths? There were many others who gave their life at 19 for the black struggle. I want to see white man get kicked out, and after 30 years, the white man come back. ANC, he's a sellout, man. He's a sellout. You really let the people them. Yeah, man. Well, listen to this now. This is the governor of Maryland when he was freeing up over 175. No. Is how much again? I think it's, yes, 175,000 youths that he freed up. It's the most extensive freeing up in America for ganja. In other words, over 175 youths for misdemeanor, for a small amount of ganja. Because America have a policy, brothers and sisters. I want you to know this. America have a policy that if you have a ganja conviction, there are some places you can't get a mortgage, You can't get a mortgage, you can't make progress. You know what I mean? So in Maryland, them take that bold step now and that grand step to make it possible that you can get mortgage, you can get jobs, you can get so much benefits from the system if this ganja charge is wiped off the books. I want you to listen to this now from the governor of Maryland, one of the states in America.
To be with each and every one of you in this historic state house, as in this moment, we're prepared to make our own history together. Because there's something that we know is that things do not just happen. Things are made to happen. And you all in this room have made some pretty extraordinary things happen. The Maryland State Constitution vests the power to pardon in the office of the governor, and the governor alone. This is a responsibility that I take very, very seriously. And that is why this morning, with deep pride and soberness, I will pardon over 175,000 convictions So today, this executive order is the most sweeping state-level pardon in any state in American history. That's right. And the action that we take together this morning is going to directly impact tens of thousands of Marylanders. So first, I will grant pardons to Marylanders who have been convicted for misdemeanor possession of cannabis. And second, I will grant full pardons to Marylanders who have been convicted of certain misdemeanor possession crimes of drug paraphernalia. So we aren't nibbling around the edges. We are taking actions that are intentional, that are sweeping, and unapologetic. And this is the largest such action in our nation's history. But there's a reason that we're being so intentional today. And there's a reason that we're moving so swiftly. And that reason is because we've studied our history. Policy making is powerful. And if you look at the past, you see how policies have been intentionally deployed to hold back entire communities. We're talking about tools that have led to the mass incarceration of black men and boys. We're talking about tools that have led to restricted access to jobs and housing in minority communities. We're talking about tools that have led to an 8-to-1 racial wealth gap in our state. Because we know we do not get to an 8-to-1 racial wealth gap because one group is working 8 times harder. Tools that have been used to create these disparities. And to undo that kind of intentionality, we need to apply intentionality of our own. So today, we take a big step enacting the kinds of policies that can reverse the harm of the past and to help us to work together to build a brighter future. So now this is a big deal. This is a really big deal. And we could not have gotten here without the extraordinary partnership of our incredible lawmakers and leaders and advocates.
Yes, you hear it for yourself. It isn't just the ganja. It creates that advantage so much that in Maryland there's that gap 8-to-1, you know. 8-to-1. For every 8 white man go through the system, 1 black man is honored. Now when a governor stand up and say that a black man is governor, you know, and him say the disparity, you know, the amount of black youths end up in prison. So, in terms of jobs, in terms of homes, in terms of mortgages and all that, you know, with this misdemeanor now erased from the records, 175,000 youths now have, I wouldn't say it reached equal opportunity yet. No. You can't just wipe it out with equal opportunity because you have the minds, you have people who know, say, your ganja charge has been expunged and they may still discriminate against you. So that, you know, some will break the law just to keep you out. But it's a start. 175,000 a state is a start, brothers and sisters. And like you say, it's not that 8 whites work harder than one black. No. It's that by virtue of the system, advantages will go to 8 white people before advantages come to 1 black person. Wow. So we have to play it and hear the mayor. Yes, Nyanko, you ready now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Nyanko is here and he wants to make his presentation. Yes, go right ahead now.
Yeah, man. Plug in.
Yeah, man. We're hearing you.
All right. Pleasant evening to everyone tuning in and those on YouTube as well. Remember, we're live on YouTube. You know, and always aim for a successful program, one filled with a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, because we are people who are filled with happiness and joy, and we like to spread this energy. And tonight I want to reflect, because once again, you're hearing the voice of Milanos Lorne, currently a student at UCC studying applied psychology, bachelor's degree at the moment. And I always come with some very, very fun and interesting topics and themes that will drive the audience and move the nation into a positive way, right?
Because something that we know is that things do not just happen. Things are made to happen.
Yes,
all right, so I want to reflect on this is a short essay I call Happy. I wrote this about 2 years ago. During my earlier academic years, right? And basically about happy, so I'll just share it with the audience. It was very fun to write, and I got a good grade for it as well. All right, so happy. Happiness is like a magical potion that can transform your body into a happy-go-lucky playground. When you're happy, it's like your body is doing the cha-cha-cha with joy. Your brain releases all these happy chemicals like dopamine and serotonin, and they're partying it up like there's no tomorrow. First off, happiness does wonders for your face. You know those smile lines? They're not just wrinkles, they're happiness tattoos, you could say. When you're happy, your face lights up like a Christmas tree, and suddenly you're glowing like a radioactive firefly. People can't help but be drawn to your happiness, and before you know it, you are the life of the party. But it's not just your face that gets in on the happiness action. Your whole body gets a makeover. Your heart starts doing the Macarena, pumping blood like it's on a mission to spread joy to every corner of your space. Your muscles relax and unwind like they're on a tropical vacation, and suddenly you feel as loose as a noodle in a hot tub. Let's not forget about the belly laughs. When you're happy, you're more likely to burst into spontaneous fits of giggles that make your abs feel like they've been to the gym. Who needs crunches when you've got happiness-induced laughter workouts, right? But the best part about happiness is the effect it has on your mind. Because you see, when you're happy, it's like your brain is wearing rose-colored glasses and everything looks a little bit brighter. It's like an enhanced imagery, an enhanced lens that you're looking through when you look at the same objects typical of your daily encounters, right? I see. And you become a master of positivity, seeing colors similar to the rainbow where others see rain, and finding silver linings in even the cloudiest of situations, and even seeing possibilities through the wilderness of confusion and struggle. So there you have it. Happiness isn't just a state of mind, it's a full body experience. From your smile lines to your happy heart to your giggly abs. So next time you're feeling a bit down, just remember that happiness is not only good for the soul, but it's also a total body workout in disguise. So go ahead, laugh a little, and smile a lot, and let the good times roll.
About
All right. So that was the happiness experience, right? It's something that is free of cost. It doesn't cost anything. And there is very little that is asked of you, and you get so much out of it, right? I remember when I was doing a early presentation. This was at a Kwanzaa that we normally have at our personal home in the hills. This was when I was about 7 years old. Young me, little me. Never even know about beard and all them things there as yet. Still in a prep school. Just started swimming classes and all these things. And one thing that was asked of me, or asked of the children of the family at these Kwanzaas, was to prepare either a song, a poem, something to present to the audience, which had just about every age group present as well. So little old me decided to sing songs, to come up with poems about our days on the beach, to sing songs that was most popular at the time. You know, one of the songs I sang was Damian Marley's Welcome to Jamrock at that young age, and the whole crowd, of course, joined in and made it such a pleasant experience. But one of the things that allowed me to excel at that format of presentation, the speaking in a so-called impromptu manner and presenting the audience with something of decent value, is just because I learned a little trick associated with whenever you are asked, you know, to present, to speak, to get up in front of an audience. And I'm going to share that trick with the audience today, right? Maybe it could be useful to someone out there, right? And this trick or technique, I would say, you could even call it a public speaking technique, right? This trick was to open your eyes and look through the lenses of someone who has a smile on their face, or is going through a very, very humorous moment. You know, it's like you just have this abundance of joy in your cognitive space and presence, that just about everything that exudes from your being, it just follows that same positive energy, and it just flows out like it's supposed to. And you might not even plan it, but it just flows in such a sequential way, and the audience captures it so well, and they absorb every single bit of that energy, you know. And this same technique has pretty much followed me from when I was 7 years old, coming up to now, you know, where I'm just starting my third decade in this lifetime, you know. So maybe that is a technique, a skill that my audience today can capture from this program and utilize it in a way which may help each individual listening in a successful manner in their own personal lives. So I just want to say thank you for listening to my presentation. It's always a pleasure to be able to share this energy with the audience, and I appreciate your listening ears. This is Nyanko. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you very much, Nyanko. As we move on now, I'd planned another interview with my good friend dear Gerald Pereira, sociologist from Guyana. But I realize the time is stepping up now. We only have 20 more minutes on the program. So if we start talking, Well, it's going over, take up the 20 minutes. I'll try and make sure my apology to him and that we'll talk next week. Now, brothers and sisters, the situation in Kenya and Kenya had some demonstrations for those who don't know or those who came in late. Kenya, there was some demonstrations in Kenya, especially by the young people, the youths. And they were demonstrating against the finance bill. There was a bill, yes, there's a bill that would have increased prices. Yes. Greetings and blessings. I'll make sure I come back to that. Greetings.
Yes, brother. How are you doing?
Yeah, I give thanks, my brother. Give thanks, yes.
Yeah, name Nanko then I open and get famous, run off with white man like as them, man.
Aye. When Nanko, yeah, man, say, when you get famous and run off with white one just like the others.
No, man. My African queens are always number one. Always number one.
Yes, man, because a lot of man talk about Africa, then get famous, they run off with white man, Like, no for them, I know him, they might call on him, but no for them, I know run off with white man, boss.
Yes, sir. You're correct. No, the principle is correct. Nice. No, the policy, the practice, you're correct, because a lot of them do that. A
man didn't fight this struggle, as he get famous, he run off with white man, so I don't remember his struggle,
Yes, but not only run off with white man, but there are many who look like your phone thing gone. But I know you're listening. There are many who ended up forsaking the struggle. Sometimes they run off with right one, but they completely forsake the struggle and lead a different life, a totally different life. So, yes. Yep. Now, brothers, so in Kenya, you had the youth rise up against the financial bill. A financial bill that would have raised prices and increased the burden on the people. So the young people rise up in Kenya and demonstrated against the government. The government, in a high-handed manner, shot 39 youths. 39 youths were killed. And people are saying outside and inside, this was very high-handed and it could have been avoided. So last week now, the same set of people have kept a ceremony to honor the 39 that were killed. And they are calling for, they honor them. They see them as patriots now. And they are calling the government to resign. The Ruto, the president named Ruto, R-U-T-O, Ruto. So their demands have expanded now. They're not just calling. Ruto has decided that I'm going to scrap the bill and I'm not going to sign it into law. Well, that don't satisfy the people no more. Them demands gone different now. 39 people have been killed. 39 people just can't lose their life just so. And you gloss over and say, well, since me now sign the bill, your soldiers have killed 39 people. And therefore the people of Kenya are very restive because they want Ruto to resign. No. I support them in the middle. Because, demonstration, and sometimes you're saying that some people are taking over the demonstration. Hooligans take over the demonstration. But you couldn't avoid killing 39 people. It's a lot, brother.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. So we want to see how that play out over in Kenya, dear. You know. Now, here in Jamaica, I read a thing recently where they said from mother to child transmission. Mother to child. Listen carefully. Transmission. Transmission of HIV and syphilis. They said that they've now ended that. So they have ended that transmission from mother to child. So this is something that we should watch carefully before we start celebrating. This came out in May this year, you know. But that would be a very good thing, very positive thing. If you can no longer give your child in other words, the baby that just born, they found that in the past, they were the mother the mother do it without even knowing it. That there was a transmission of blood, and one can understand, because blood coming from the mother to the baby, and therefore if the mother have HIV or syphilis, she transferred to the baby without even realizing. Well, now they are able to do some diagnosis and thing and prevent that from happening. We want to watch it and definitely see how that work out, and so that those children just born won't have HIV or syphilis. It's very, very important, brothers and sisters. I had wanted Blackstone tonight. He was going to talk to me. Beverly Kelso, you remember Beverly Kelso? Well, life is a mystery, because she's now, really and truly, she's the only living whaler. Beverly Kelso, she's the only living whaler. She sang with Bob and Bonnie and Peter them. When she was 14, Bob called her. She has made over 25 songs with the Whalers. Then she went to America, and nobody heard about her again. But the reality was, for 25 songs, she was with the Whalers, and it's Bob come our yard for her. Now, Big Stone, some people call him Big Stone, I call him Black Stone, has taken up Beverly Kelso, and he has made a video for her. I think Big Stone started this project with a way to help a whaler. Help a whaler. He really want, he don't figure that she should just live in isolation like that. So he want to help a whaler. And so them sing over the song Simmer Down, sing it, Beverly Kelso sing it along with Richard Stevens. Richard Stevens is also a big part of the project. So they're really trying to revive Beverly Kelso, and I think they plan to release more songs that she had made, that she had sing with Bob. So I'd want to talk about that tonight with Big Stone. I think it's a fantastic project, you know, because so much of our elders are now going by the wayside. Penniless, poor, suffering, can hardly find a meal. So anything now, and somebody who uses, I mean, it take more than just thinking for someone to, Bob supposed to came to your mother and asked that your mother allow her to come and sing with them. She must have shown great promise, great signs. So, I want to hear Big Stone. I think it's a noble and great project. Yes, man. Yes, we're coming towards the end of the program now. A landslide victory in England. Labour Party turn over the Conservative. Them vote out the Indian Prime Minister. No, the Prime Minister was an Indian man. Them lose badly. Traditionally, black people support more the Labour Party in England than the Conservative. Lately, a little shift has taken place, but majority, overwhelmingly, black people support the Labour Party. And so we have, for the first time, quite a number of black people. Now, one good thing, as a start, is that this new Prime Minister has made it clear that the Rwanda venture, I'll call it that, the Rwanda venture, completely scrap it. The Rwanda of sending, you remember the plan was to send refugees. People are coming to England by boat. They are risking their lives. They come from all over the world. Syria, Egypt, Somalia, West Africa, and so on. And England had devised a plan to deport them to Rwanda. And the Rwandan government is so lucky that they agreed to the plan. The people don't want to go Uganda, People don't want to go Rwanda. They want to go England, But England was paying Rwanda, paying them a couple millions for them to take in the refugees and so on. Well, this present Prime Minister of England, him said the plan dead, the plan scrap, and go through the window. So we'll wait and see and realize that should go. We still have the problem of DRC, Democratic Republic of the Congo, still having a problem with M23. M23 is a group loyal to Rwanda. They are loyal to Rwanda. And they are fighting the remnants. But I don't know if I can call it remnants. They are fighting the army of the army from Burundi that had taken refugee in Democratic Republic of the Congo. Now, M23, they are Tutsi, They are Tutsi. And the government of Rwanda now is a Tutsi government. So it's strange how each time them accuse Rwanda, them denied. But it's supposed to be blatantly clear now that it's Rwanda who backed them. So the people of Democratic Republic of the Congo have to be moving, have to be running from the eastern border with Rwanda, simply because this M23 is carrying out rape, murder, genocide, all backed by Rwanda. So you need to pull up Rwanda, take action against them, and force them to stop supporting M23. They are carrying out numerous murders in the eastern Congo, brothers and sisters. And that must stop. That must stop. Well, yes.
Oh, yeah. And New Dawn is awakened, yet nothing is changed. Oh, our freedom was once taken, don't wanna live no more in change. That's why I call a black liberation struggle. And not give up the fight, no, no. Cause it's a black liberation struggle. Man and man unite. Every time I open my mouth, the wicked, yeah, just trying to get me out. But it's a black liberation struggle. Now give up the fight, no, no, no. I miss a black liberation struggle. Peasants and all unite. There must be some change, yeah. Cause Jah got all men into his reign. Don't give up. Please live up. Don't give up. Please live up. I said the New Dawn is awakened, yet nothing has changed. Our freedom was once taken. I don't wanna live no more in shame. That's why I call a black liberation struggle. And I won't give up the fight, no.
Brothers and sisters, we're closing off of the program. I want to remember Black X Yellow, and the Taki Project. I know you get slow up, but I know the project is still alive and still very strong. The Taki is to be honored and respected. A cause for which Black X lead very proudly. Yes. So we'll move out of here, people. We will appreciate listening, and we hope that on this journey, at some order, we make a little progress. Thank you all. Thanks for listening. Yeah, man. I'll be out of here.
As the people of the world today becomes more and more corrupted, there is no doubt that the judgment of the Most High will be much hotter than ever. Earthquake, lightning, thunder, brimstone and fire. Yes, it gonna be fire. After fire, now you bring the fire. It gonna be fire. After fire, now you bring the fire. Every man gonna get his pay according to the work he has done. Yes, it gonna be fire. After fire, now you bring the fire. Once it was water, but now Jah promised a burning fire. Once it was water, but now Jah promised a burning fire. Every man gonna get his pay according to the work he has done. Yes, it gonna be fire. After fire, now you bring.
You're listening to Bess.
100.
Where did we lose our identity? Now, where did we lose our identity?
Tyrus Riley, so we got Bess FM, No Stress FM, Holy Pa Blessing FM.
You know, someday I believe I will be someone, and I won't stop trying until I succeed. You got a fast car, I want a ticket to get you anywhere. Maybe we can make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better. Starting from zero, got nothing to lose.